And then
Yeah.
I'll put in. Yeah. So what? It's your boy Bits and Bobs. Yes, people. Good evening. As the weekend wrap up, and as Will Smith said to Jaden Smith, just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Man like Bocce, CEO of the football capital. Bocce, how you doing? You all right?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. How are you?
G'day, mate. I'm good. I'm good, bro. I'm good. Sorry for the lateness, guys. It is completely my fault. But listen, the show must go on. The show must go on. Now, obviously the weekend wrap up, we talk about certain Premier League games. There's only one place to start. You know, a superstar came back to Old Trafford. The legend, the man, Steve Bruce. He brought the Newcastle players. Listen, Ronaldo. Listen, Viva Ronaldo. Bocce, let's talk about when you knew he was going to start. How did you feel? What was going through your head?
Bro, this was when we actually signed him, like what was it, the day before the Wolves game.
Yeah.
Since then, I think I just couldn't wait for the Prem to come back. I know we had the international break
Mm-hmm.
and just all the social media hype about Ronaldo just got you excited. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, regardless if he was starting or maybe even coming on, just to see him back in the United shirt, I mean, it was a different feeling. I think this time around, and like as you know, here in Australia, the game was about I think about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I don't
Yeah.
know, for some reason someone was cutting onions at 1 o'clock. You know, cutting onions before kickoff, at halftime, at full time, during the goals. Someone's cutting onions, man. So, I mean, look, it was good. It was good to see Ronaldo back in that United shirt and getting a few goals as well.
Do you know what? We're gonna go into the game, right? But I'm not gonna lie to you. I was emotional, bro. I was emotional. I
They were
don't
cutting
think
onions at your place as well.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, Sonia was chopping up you know what I mean? She was the onions and the salads, everything, bro. Bro, do you know what it was? I said this to Sonia. I said, this is like I've watched this guy win us everything possible. He won us everything possible. He left a legend. The best player in the Premier League, like the best Premier player in the Premier League. He left. That's how he left. He didn't leave on because of injury or a technicality. Basically left saying, "I'll get you to a Champions League final." He won us one. Um, Catching man cold. You got to get, yeah, bro. Listen, Centre FC, apologies, bro. Apologies for that. But big up to you, man. Thanks for sticking with us. I couldn't believe it that he was there. And obviously, normally when they walk out, normally Pogba's the last player, Bocce. And obviously, the place just erupted when you saw the man. I spoke to Saeed and Nuruddin, and they were saying that Manchester was just buzzing. People were out early doors. People
Yeah.
wanted to see if he was going to start. People wanted to see him in the training kit. The training kit's absolutely horrible. Just putting that out. The training kit is absolutely horrible. But listen, he started, and some may say it was back to life, back to reality. Man United weren't really playing the the champagne football, But I felt the players were nervous. I felt that, everyone was singing Viva Ronaldo. I think Ronaldo was nervous himself, but what did you think? But like the early stages before we scored.
Do you know? Do you know what, man? You can tell what Newcastle came there for, to
Yeah.
sit back, soak up all the pressure, and then try to hit us on the counter attack, which is how they got their goal. But you've seen it from the 8th minute in, wasting
Hmm.
time. Every goal kick, every throw in, taking a minute for every set piece to take, and it's like it is a bit frustrating, even though it's early stages, early in the game.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It'll be frustrating for any team to you see the team in the 11th minute wasting time. And it took about to the 15th minute early doors for them to actually for the ref to actually say something. You know what I mean? So I I knew we had to be patient. I know the first half, a lot of people, what I'm seeing on social media, all the United fans, even at
Yeah, they were
halftime,
wanting 3 goals, weren't they? They were wanting three,
yeah,
four
you
nil by
gotta,
half time,
yeah,
right?
yeah, you have to in these games, you have to be patient no matter what. no matter what players you have on the field. You, I mean, you've seen it. You've seen it in the World Cup when France versus Hungary
Yep.
couldn't break them down. They had all the best players in the world there, and they couldn't break them down. Then the France against Switzerland as well struggled there as
Hmm.
well. So in these games, you have to be, in my opinion, you have to be patient, keep possession, uh, do the basics right, and then the goal will eventually come. And there was, I mean, there was a few plays there that were a bit frustrating to watch throughout the game, but
Yeah, we'll get to
you
that. We'll
know,
get to that. We'll
yeah,
get to
yeah.
that. You know,
But in terms of the performance, bro, like look, we had like players like Sancho trying to get into the game. I think he
mm,
didn't do too bad, but just the chemistry. Once the players start all linking up, knowing where they need to be, I think this United team is gonna be dangerous for the rest of the teams.
this super team, you mean? Um, but do you know what? Like you said, you know, I noticed Bruno was trying to do things different. He was trying to play the passes, wasn't taking too many risks. I noticed that they were trying to get to Ronaldo's feet. I felt like we were trying to force the dream, you know. Stop the third super got to sentiment. I think that you know everyone was just trying to be a bit pragmatic. You know, let's get Ronaldo the goal, and then obviously, listen. People say it's a tap in, right? But if you watch the replay, he's already on his toes. You know, they always say to the strikers in training, on your toes, look out for the ricochet, a deflection, keeper might fumble it. You know, he's the only one who switched on, you
Yeah.
know, only one that switched on. Newcastle tried to call offside, you know, get out of here, man. But he got the goal and talk me through it. You've watched the King score. How did it feel? How did it feel like
Now
down in Sydney?
I was doing the celebration with him. I was there in the living room just too. The wife wasn't too happy, 1 o'clock in the morning, but it has to be done. I mean, eh, it was just look,
It's
it was a relief.
emotional. Watch it. It's
Yeah, yeah,
emotional.
yeah. Like there's not much words, man. There's not much words that you can describe that feeling. I mean, yes, we got the goal. We got the goal. It was a relief that we did score after maybe a not so good first half. And it's plus on top of that, it's Cristiano Ronaldo. A
Mhm.
guy, the 36-year-old that can't cope in the Premier League. He's past it. Um, all the pundits were speaking about how he's not going to do it in the Prem, and he stepped up and he got his
Don't say the
goal.
pundits. Bocce, say their name. Paul Merson, Jamie Carragher, Trevor Sinclair.
The
All
list goes on,
guilty.
man.
All
The list goes
guilty.
on. Even
Trevor
even some
Sinclair.
YouTubers I'm seeing online as well, some YouTubers, United fans as well, saying, you know, he's past the two. Why we bringing in someone like Ronaldo, and this is exactly why. And they, all them people that were talking that smack were celebrating that goal as well. So, look, it
Listen,
is
the
what it
thing
is.
it is what
I
it is,
was
what you said.
gassed. I was gassed. I'm not gonna lie. You know my thoughts when the rumors were he was gonna go to City. I wasn't happy. And I have
Hmm.
every right to be. But now I'm on board. I'm gonna do the Sue every single time he scores. You know, every time he scores, even
so,
when
so
another player scores as well, I'm still gonna do that celebration.
I played football. I played eight aside tonight, and I done the Sue like 10 times. So
He
I
scored
kept
10
singing "Viva
goals, eh?
Ronaldo." Everyone was telling me to
Sign
shut
him
up.
up. Sign him up.
But do you know what? Yeah, we went in 1-0, and I can imagine. I think everyone was a bit like relief. Okay, he scored now. You know, we can play now. Newcastle came into it, man. Newcastle were like, "Hey, I think Newcastle thought they must have thought it's only 1-0. You know, let's get at them now. I want to talk about their goal because last season we talked about our defense so much. The defense is this, Harry Maguire, brilliant, Shaw this, Wan-Bissaka one-on-one and stuff. However, on the counter attack, Harry Maguire goes to the ground. Now, Paolo Maldini said, if you have to slide, you've already made the mistake. Now, for me, I think to myself, if he goes down, you either make sure you win the ball or you take the man and you take the booking. What's your thoughts when he goes down?
Look, yeah, look, he could have done a bit better there, but the way I look at it, these things are gonna happen. It happened so quick that even Maguire didn't have enough. reaction time to maybe saw his feet out or maybe stay on his feet or even take the player out. Um, Look, I just think that goal, you're gonna like them kind of goals, they're gonna happen. You have everyone bombing up forward.
Yep.
Maguire was literally in that situation, if I can remember, almost like a defensive midfielder. He was that high
Yeah,
up.
he was at the halfway line. But why did he
So like
dive, Bocce? Why does he dive?
I don't know. I don't know. He probably maybe thought he was gonna try win the ball or maybe take the man. I think who was on the ball? Saint Maximin, wasn't it?
No, it was Almiron sent him to the shots,
Almiron,
mate.
that's right.
You
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
I mean?
And when you got little pacey players like that, even if you put in a great tackle, they're always gonna try to skip past that. So look, I think even after that, Harry Maguire slides in. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
we could have done a bit more to, maybe Luke Shaw could have got back in time. Maybe even Wan-Bissaka could have got back in time. I know they were further up the pitch, but
Yep.
there's still. It wasn't like Maguire dived in and then they went straight away to score. I think we had a couple of seconds where we could have regrouped and because Varane really slowed it down a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, he
The way
tried. He
the
tried.
way he
He
held
was
it, yeah, he tried to
unfortunate.
slow it down as much as he can.
Yeah.
And then
Where was Luke Shaw?
yeah. Well, because you had that overlap.
You
Who
know?
scored? Who was the guy that scored? What was
It
his
was
name?
Manquillo.
Yeah.
Manquillo.
So he made his run, and Luke Shaw maybe should have tracked that run out,
Yeah.
could have got there. But like as United fans, some of us I think we're over analyzing that situation because as United fans, we always talk about the United way. We should be attacking. Well, bro, you had
Yeah.
your left and right back attacking uh, almost playing wingers. Now when we lose the ball, we can't get back in time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of them things. But
Luke Shaw made up
when
for
you
it though. He made up for
yeah
it.
yeah when you try to equalize at Old Trafford, we know what's going to happen, and it didn't take long
Listen,
once again. And bro, like let's be honest, man. Like if we're winning 4-1, 5-1, 3-1 at home, and we're conceding a goal, I'm not too bothered. Yeah. Of
yeah,
course, we want the clean. I know we want the clean sheets, but you look at both goals that we conceded at home. The one from Leeds was a screamer, and then this
top bins,
one,
mate.
this one, was it bad defending or was it just a good counter attack? Because it was a really good move from Newcastle. They're in the Premier League for a reason because these things they're gonna score goals like this,
Hundred
and we're gonna.
percent.
It's not the first time we're gonna concede like this as well.
Mm-hmm.
On the counter attack when you're bombing up when you got the players up the field, it's gonna happen. You're gonna get countered. United have done it almost forever. Let's hold back and then try hit teams on the counter. So I'm not too bothered about the goal. Yeah, they'll look back at it and be they'll see Maguire will have a look, see what he could have done better. Positionally, maybe Varane could have maybe told Shaw, hey, you got to get back, or Wan-Bissaka, you maybe bust the gut a little bit to recover. But yeah, look, I don't know, man. I think it's just
I
one
mean,
of these
look, we're
things.
gonna, like you said, right? You said we're gonna concede their goals, and we accept that if we're gonna win 4-1, 5-1, you're gonna accept that we're gonna get caught off. We're gonna get a sucker punch. It
Yeah,
happens. And then obviously, look, we'll speed up a bit, but obviously Ronaldo showed why. He's a very intelligent player. You see, he starts off the jog, and then it's a sprint, the movement. I mean, you've got to ask yourself, why is the centre back giving him all that room to run into? But then, is the man, he sniffs blood. He plays on certain defenders. He finds weaknesses in defenses. He plays on it. And the finish, now, one hand, you can say the keeper has to do better. However, I think here, if you play it back in your head, the ball was good, but he still had to do much for his first touch was quite good.
yeah,
He hits it so hard and so quick onto it. Keeper can't set himself,
yeah,
you know? And when you strike a ball that powerful, it's gonna go in. Then look, I mean, the floodgates opened. We start enjoying ourselves. We start playing football. Paul Pogba, we can mention him, but everyone's gonna talk about him. But I want to talk about a couple of different players before we go on to the next game. I want to talk about Matic. Um, People say he's not got the legs. People say he's he's done. If maybe Matic 5 years ago, but Bocce, if we're gonna be dominating teams, and Pogba is going to be going forward as everyone wants, Matic keeps the ball ticking over. If you're in possession, but you don't really have to run that much, do you? What's
No,
your
that's why
thoughts on that?
we spoke about this on our podcast, which will be dropping tomorrow when you
Come on,
guys wake
come on,
up. So a little plug there. But
come on.
with Matic, bro, it's a tricky one because I'm someone that thinks he's a little bit past it. He didn't do too
Okay.
bad in this game, but we had a conversation yesterday about what do we want as United fans for a CDM,
Yeah.
because a lot of us are saying, you know, or when the rumors or the transfer window, Neves is available. Someone like Sal Niguez was available. Uh,
Yes.
Camavinga, Declan Rice, maybe overpriced. Maybe we weren't going to get him, but the interest and the rumors are there. Uh, and then like the fans, maybe our fan favorite will be someone like Ndidi to come in, someone like a player like that. Now I look at all them players and they're all kind of different defensive mids, right? What kind of, as United fans, like what kind of defensive midfielder do we need? Because someone like Neves is a bit more creative and he can win you the ball, but also create something. Is Neves the type of defensive midfielder where he's going to play just the simple pass, keep possession, and just complete his passes? Is that what we need, or do you want someone like a Kante that's going to work? He's going to be the engine room, because that's
Yeah.
not Matic. That's not Matic to be the engine room, and Matic controlled. Oh, I wouldn't say controlled the game so much, but when he had the ball, because Newcastle was so far, like so deep, when Matic
Yeah.
got the ball outside the box, there wasn't that creativity to ping a ball, switch it,
Yeah.
play the through ball. So what are we looking for in them situations? Are we looking for someone maybe like Donny? Maybe Donny's that player there, but then
In
does he
between the
got
lines.
does he got the legs to be, running around like someone like Kante?
Mm.
Well, we haven't really seen him. I know everyone says, oh,
Butchie,
but
do you
he
not
played at
think
Ajax.
that? Sorry to cut you off, Butchie. You
Hang
just
on.
said something there with the creativity. Do you not think that with Matic, if he sweeps up, then he just gives the ball forward to Bruno or Pogba?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But that's not really his game, though, is it? Because Matic likes to drive. He runs with the ball,
That's what I
and
mean.
it,
It all
that's what
depends
I so I'm
what
agreeing with you.
a CDM that we're looking for. It depends what Oli and the team, the direction they want to go,
Yeah.
because you can get like your Ndidis and Tillemans, they're type of players that want to go forward. The only one that I can see that will do the dirty work for you is Declan Rice. He's the
Mm.
one that will, you know what? I'll let Bruno and Pogba do uh all the fancy stuff, try create passes or the risky balls. I'll play it safe. Almost like a Jordan Henderson. Jordan Henderson is not the fanciest player, but ball retention.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
never loses the
Industrial
ball.
ball retention. Yeah,
Fred
yeah.
loses the ball. Fred will pass the ball out and to the other team before he passes it to a United player. Um,
Mm-hmm.
McTominay, can he do it? Maybe he can do the job for now, but maybe we're going to need someone a bit better. So I don't know, bro. All depends the kind of direction that I think United want to go, because there's a lot of
Yeah.
defensive mids, and it's a very like they're very different. You're not going to get that complete package like a Kante that he can win you the ball. He's going to run all day and he can play them balls in for you, or someone like Jorginho or something, right? But
Mm-hmm.
then I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
Jorginho's got the legs to do that for 90 minutes.
Yeah,
Um, maybe Donny's the
but
guy. I don't know. Maybe Donny's the guy.
I think I hear what you're saying. About Donny could be the guy. So I think what Man United or what Ollie will need to do is basically say, how do we play
Yeah,
and what do we want the person to do? I think it's easy to say Declan Rice, but are we just going to say Declan come over here for 80, 100 million and you go do the donkey work? There's a bit more to
that's
Declan.
another thing. That's right.
Yeah,
You can you
do you
can
know what I
find a
mean?
you can find a better like where did Kante come from? The French league. I'm pretty
Exactly.
sure there's a player in them
There's
leagues
a
that's gonna
gem
do
there.
that job for you. That's
And
right.
if
But
you
that's what I
just
mean.
need,
It all depends. All depends what kind of which direction do we need to go? Do we need someone that's gonna be the engine room and run around all day, or do we just need
mm,
ball retention? If it's ball retention, I was even saying to the boys. I mean, like maybe Lindelof. He's probably one of our best passers.
yeah,
I know he's not good in the air, but this is why we got Varane in the back now.
I know what
You
you're
know what I mean?
saying.
You
But
got
be a bit
you got like a bit
pragmatic.
of a safety net. That's right.
Yeah,
So I don't know, bro. Is that could be an option? I know a lot of people don't like Lindelof, but I think on the ball,
he's good on
playing
the
playing
ball.
out
He's
from the
technically
back,
very good.
And
He's
you
technically
saw that
very
ball
good.
that he put into Bruno against Leeds. He can feed, he can,
100%.
yeah, he can play them passes in between them lines and maybe even start counter attacks. So you never know, but it all depends. This is what I mean. It's a tricky one. We can say yeah, Neves. We can say Ndidi's and your Sao Niguez's, but like what? How do we want that central CDM to play? What kind of player do we need? Because we've got the creativity in front there. So maybe it is just doing all the
100%.
dog work.
I'm just gonna quickly make a before we make the segue to the Chelsea game. Um, can we win the league?
Um,
Not
yes,
to
we
put you on the
can.
spot.
We
I
need to. No,
think we
no, we need
can.
to. We need to. We need to. Yeah,
I,
100%.
cause I think. Do you know what I think? Yeah. Saeed said it on his show, and he said it's not about like saying, "Oh, you can win the league." It's about keeping up with the pack. Like last season, Saeed said this very well. He said it was City and Liverpool. You know, S- and then um, keep up with the pack now. We've got
Yeah,
enough firepower. We actually will outscore everyone. Man for man, if we put our best 11 against anyone's best 11, we will score more than them. And it's all about just winning the game. I think it's literally wham
yeah,
bam, thank you, ma'am. Literally win the game, we move on to the next one. Win the game, move on to the next one. And I think we can. People will say, Ollie, I've said it before, 100%, so many times saying, oh, we won't win it because Ollie, he's this, he's this. But listen, sometimes the penny does drop, and let's hope. Let's hope. Listen, Bocce, I'm going to segue over to the Chelsea game because I'm happy for this player. I'm happy for Lukaku. On a personal note, because we saw two different finishes, man. Two different finishes. We saw one where he sent Axel to
yeah,
Asda for some
yeah.
eggs. He dropped it. And then he obviously nutmegs the goalkeeper. And then at the end, man, he puts it in the top bins. It's just really ridiculous. But I want to talk about his celebration. Did you see the knee slide? Did you see Lukaku's knee slide?
They gotta water the pitch at Stamford Bridge a little bit more in that corner.
It's a
But
bit dry, mate. You need to put some
it,
sauce. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit
yeah,
dry.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
a bit dry.
Sort
Well,
it out. Sort it
what
out,
was your thoughts on Chelsea? Was it just another professional
bro. To be honest,
performance, or?
I don't think the result kind of told you what the game was about. Excuse
Hmm.
me, because in that game, if some of the balls that Ollie Watkins had fell to Danny Ings, he puts them away. Some that chance that Mings was a
Hi,
Tyrone
Bobby.
Mings had.
How you doing, Nipan? You all right? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. What? You were supposed to come on mine.
Yeah, mate. Listen, I played football, bro, and timekeeping on YouTube, mate. Don't watch that. Don't watch that. We're just talking about the Chelsea game, Nipan, and Nipan. This is Bocce. Bocce. This is Nipan. Bocce's from the
There you
football
go.
capital.
There you go, Nippon.
Um, Nipan. Yeah, we're just Bocce. Carry
I'm
on.
just,
As you're talking about the Chelsea game.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm actually just finishing off from my stream that
Oh,
I
nice one.
invited Bobby to. Yeah,
How did it go?
it went well. We had about 10 people max. Well, for a channel like mine, I'm only 400 odd subs.
Okay, well done. Well done.
Oh,
Drive safe, bro. Don't be
I'm not
crashing
going
on my
anywhere yet.
accord.
I'm not
Yeah.
going anywhere yet. I'm just sitting
Okay.
here.
Okay.
So
Yeah. So
yeah,
we're
so
just
yeah.
talking about the Chelsea game, Nipan. So Bocce, carry on.
Yeah, yeah. Like I was saying, some of them balls fell to Danny Ings. I think um, they maybe even grab a goal because they look Villa look dangerous at times.
Hmm.
I know the scoreline says 3-0, which is at the end of the day the result is pretty much what matters.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't a complete walkover that it might look like to be, but Chelsea got the job done. Lukaku with the goals, like we said. Even Kovacic, I think had a great game.
Yeah,
Sal
he
Niguez
tipped.
didn't. He struggled to get into the game. Maybe the tempo of the Premier League is not the same as it is in
He
Spain, but
struggled. He
he
struggled.
struggled. Got hooked off at half time. But look, Chelsea, they're going to be a problem this season because
Hundred
yes, they're not
percent.
conceding. Because I'm telling you now, if it's not Alisson, Mendy's the best keeper in the Premier League at the moment, and has to be up there in maybe regarded as one of the best in the world. Maybe not yet,
Hmm.
but in terms of form, he has to be up there because some of the saves that he pulled off in this game and the last game against Liverpool and what he's been doing since he's come into the Premier League, he has to be up there and has to be regarded as one of the best. And he's going to be a big difference why Chelsea and if they go on to win the league this season, because I don't think I know Thiago Silva had a good game, but I think you can, when you're versing maybe a bit more pacier players like your Rashfords, your Greenwoods, I think Chelsea might struggle defensively. But when you got Mendy there to pull off them saves, then you got that bit of a safety net in the back in one of your goalkeepers. So they are going to be a problem, Chelsea. I mean, they're 100%,
But do
100%.
you know what? I'm happy for Mendy, right? And this is me taking my Alvarez aside because, he's a black goalkeeper, and you know Chelsea, they have that song "We Know What We Are" and stuff. We can go into it, but we're not. However, for black goalkeepers, they don't really get that much appreciation. There's this elephant in the room where you talk about goalkeepers, but he's actually bringing some positive light to it. He's basically he's Chelsea's number one. Listen, in this first season, he's won the Champions League, Super Cup, and he's making brilliant saves. Now it's like saves where I'm just like, okay, okay, saves. I'm just like, what a save, what a save. But he's very consistent now, and to win the league, you need to have a very, very good defense as well as a great goalkeeper. And I think Chelsea are very fortunate in their position. Just touching on the Saul part, see Saul being hooked at halftime. In my eyes, I don't think that is an embarrassment because Patrice Evra, Nemanja Vidic. There's loads of Man United players that have been hooked at halftime. There's loads of players that have came from foreign leagues that get hooked up at halftime. I think Villa were quite smart. I think they played on him. Personally, Villa, they were very potent. And
John
one thing I
McGinn.
need to
John
what are you saying,
McGinn was
Nipan?
one of your best players.
Pardon?
I said John McGinn was one of their best players.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And one thing about Johnny won't stop running, and he's actually very technically good on the ball. I just thought that Saul, it was just probably Aston Villa at home was probably not the best game to probably start for him. Maybe a team that is always going to put a low block on that will be able to get him touches on the ball, feel himself in the game. But hey, listen,
Here's a
Chukwueze
question.
saw it, they took him off. What do you
Here's a
think, Nipan?
question.
What was about the game?
What game? Man United's game.
No, the Chelsea game.
Yeah, I was actually there to watch it in person. I was at Stamford Bridge.
Oh, really? Who do you support, Nipan?
Chelsea.
Are you a Chelsea fan? Get off my stream. What's this about? So, what was your you were there? Talk us through it. What was it like?
It was really nice being. It was actually my first league game since before the first lockdown.
Nice.
Okay, talk us through it. So you were at the game. Give me more. What was it like seeing the goals go in?
It was a good feeling. I did a whole match day vlog on it.
Oh, nice. Plug it, man. Let people know where they can find it.
Well, my channel is Nipan Sharma. But yeah, you're one of the very few, like, by watching your content during the Euros, you're one of the very few Scottish people I know that doesn't mind England doing well.
Oh, well, you obviously
Not in
don't
the
know me
group
that
chat.
well.
Not in the group chat.
No, you
Not in the
obviously
group.
don't know me that well, Nipan. But listen. We're not talking about the Euros here, Nipan. We're talking about Chelsea. So, I mean, who was the best player for you in the park at Stamford Bridge, Nipan?
Our best player?
Yeah.
Probably Big Rom.
Okay. Do you think he's going to hit 20 goals this season?
I think he will. But there are so many crazy calls out there that he'll go over 30 in all competitions.
Do you think he'll have the opportunity to do that though? Do you think, it's a long season, 60 games, it's a big ask. It's not Serie A where it's a bit slower, probably more rest period. Chelsea are going to have a lot of the ball at majority of these games. Do you see him playing 60 plus games? Do you think he'll have the opportunity?
Maybe.
You're not convincing me, mate.
Do you know what it is?
I'm not
I
convinced
think
myself.
it's not so much how many goals he gets.
I don't think he'll score 30 plus in all comps. But
Okay.
there's this guy who's so adamant that he will. So I put my neck on the line by saying, if Lukaku scores 30 or more in all comps, I'm going to do a forfeit.
Okay. No
That
problem with
forfeit
that.
is wear the jersey of a team you hate.
Okay.
And
Well,
it's
we're
not
England if you
Arsenal.
want.
I am not going to wear an Arsenal jersey. But if people in the comments think, "Oh, wear the Arsenal jersey," nah. If someone ever sends me an Arsenal jersey, I'll either give it to someone who supports Arsenal, someone who I know that supports Arsenal, or I'm
Okay.
just gonna use it as a dish towel.
But
As you were, sir. As you were. I just want to ask a question because you said you're at the game, Nipan. It's quite quiet at Stamford Bridge. Why is that? I don't
It
really hear
was
many singing.
it was
There's not
loud.
really much of an atmosphere.
It was it was
Are you
very
guys
loud when
reading a
I
book?
went.
Is it boring football? What's going on?
Look, I was I was there when it happened, and it was very loud. I actually had to shout in my vlogs.
Okay, no, I'm just asking you because when I watched the game back, I just felt the fans were a bit pedestrian. I just felt, I couldn't really hear the singing. Only, I felt obviously maybe because the game was over. I don't know.
When
Chelsea
did
that
you
entertaining at home.
when did you tune in?
I watched it on Sky, mate. I watched it on Sky. That's what I'm asking. You're at the game. Tell me. You're at the game. Convince me.
Yeah, the crowd. I really like. It was really loud there. I don't know what. Oh, I lost something.
I think you lost your season ticket.
No, 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 no. My my meds.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. Well, listen, Neepan. If you need to go and drive, drive safely, my friend, and you can jump back in later.
Yeah, I'm. How long are you on for?
Um, Listen, when it comes to being Bocce, Bocce will call me for 5 minutes and we'll be on the phone for 90 minutes. You never know. So yeah,
Okay.
just get home
If if
safe.
if, if you're still on when I get home, I'll jump back in.
No worries at all, my friend. Drive
Speak to you
safe.
soon.
No worries. Right, guys, we had it there. We'll
you
move
know, with
on.
the with the Lukaku thing, just quickly before we go on to the next one,
Yeah.
I don't think it's about the thing that look. It's possible he gets 30 goals. Possible he gets over 20. It's
Mm,
Lukaku, especially like I think this season, and I said it in my preview before the season started, is the bigger teams like your top fours, your top most likely the top four that was from last year
yeah.
against the smaller clubs, if you want to call them that. I predicted that they're gonna wipe the floor with them, and you're gonna see a lot more goals this season than we did last year, and we're already seeing it a little bit with Liverpool beating like Norwich, and your cities putting five past United, getting the
Yeah.
results with big numbers. But with Lukaku, it's not so much is he gonna get the the 30 goals or the 20 plus goals. It's can he do it in the big games? Can he
Yes.
show up in the big games? Because you can score your hat tricks against Norwich and maybe your Watfords or Brightons. You can get these goals, but can you do it against Liverpool? Okay, he's got a
Yeah.
red
Yeah.
card, but before the red card against Liverpool, you kind of struggled a little bit up against Van Dijk and Matip and their
I see what you're
defenders there.
saying.
So
Yeah.
that was one of the big problems that he had at United. Oh yeah, he's scoring goals, but he can't do it against when it comes to the cities and the Liverpools. He couldn't score. So that's
Yeah.
what I think, especially for Chelsea fans. Like bro, like they've got Kovacic. Sorry, not Kovacic. Ziyech, and then you got your Werners and your Havertz and your Mason Mounts that can come on and
Pulisic. Yeah.
can Pulisic that can they can share the goals around, and that's what we're going to see from Chelsea, and that's why they're going to be a problem because they will be sharing the goals around. Lukaku, you're probably going to see Lukaku's assist numbers up this season as well.
Mm.
From previous seasons because of the link up play that you're already starting to see with 2 games Lukaku being there. But yeah, I think with Lukaku, can he do it in the big games? We're just gonna have to wait
That's
and
the
see. Yeah.
question, and you're right though. But I'm gonna stick my neck here. I think he will do it because I think Chelsea will play through him. The only, I mean, I could play devil's advocate, but I just think that he's gonna. I don't know if how this is gonna come across, but I feel sometimes Lukaku is very predictable, you know, and it used to frustrate me at Man United when he just used to stay central and would just be like, pass me the ball, but we can't pass through a player, you know. And I just think to myself, show me some movement, give me an angle, you know. And
Yeah.
if he can't outmuscle you, he'll try and outrun you. But sometimes there's defenders who like the physical game and are very pacey. So it'll be interesting to see. Listen, as
Yeah,
long
but
as he
when you
doesn't,
got your Havertz and your Pulisic's that are gonna they're gonna get the ball and run at players. Do you do you really need Lukaku to do that job?
no, you just need
Not
him to stay
really.
central, don't you?
Just
Just stay
just stay
central.
there and we'll feed you the ball. And that's like um that's like a lot of the number nines. Like even with Harry Kane, just quickly to touch on that. Like Harry
Good
Kane, yeah,
segue. Good segue. Good segue.
look, yeah, look, you can. We know Harry Kane is a goal scorer. You get in the right places. We know he gets in the right places all the time, and he can finish.
100%. Yep.
So why are we trying to make this guy run at plays? You're not a Son. You're not one of these players like a Bergwijn or a Mora that's gonna. You
Yeah.
got them plays in the
Yeah.
team already. Just be in the
Mm-hmm.
spot, get me the goals because, like we said, we'll move on to the Spurs game. You lose that player that your creative player in Son, and there's nothing there anymore.
Mm.
It feels like Harry Kane's back, but Spurs have now dropped off because although they
Has he
didn't
scored this
play.
season?
Did he score in the last? No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Nope. He's not
No, he didn't
scored.
score. No, he saw him
September,
for
mate.
England.
September.
I say, yeah, yeah. The
September.
August. All right, he didn't play in August because he had the curse. So he.
Nuno Ball, you know? I mean,
But this is
listen,
what I mean. I don't know. I don't know,
Tottenham,
bro. With Spurs.
do you think it's back to reality with Spurs? I think do you think
Okay, can I ask you something though?
okay.
What, like you're saying, was it back to reality? Not much has changed since the first game when they beat City to this game where they lost to Palace. It's a bit of the same. Yes, a bit of luck.
Mm,
You got the goal against City, and you kind of you defended well, but City you can say
poor
maybe were a little
finishing.
bit poor. Yeah, poor finishing, weren't at their best. Um, against Wolves, I think they should have lost. Again, who else did they beat 1-0? Who's the second? I can't remember. Can't remember who
But but
the
but
second
but
game
Poche,
was.
right? Poche. The
It's a
reason
bit
I'm
of the
asking
same
this
for
is
me.
because do you know I'm gonna stick it on Harry Kane now, right? And this is not an agenda or that, right? But I don't like the way he gets protected in the media. You know, Gary Neville said, "Go get Harry Kane. He wins you the league." He's not won the league for Tottenham. He's not won Tottenham even a trophy, right? And you can say all the players, blah blah blah. I think that's excuses because we were just giving Lukaku there. Can he score against the big teams? Blah blah blah. And then in Serie A, he led to Inter Milan to their first title in years. But see with Harry Kane, yeah, I just think to myself, this might sound a bit dubious. I think he's better than what he is. And hear me out. I'm not saying he's not a great world class striker. I think he thinks he's like Ronaldo, Lewandowski level. And I think to myself, these people. Look at this. He's made me smile. Look at this.
There he is. There
There he
he
is.
is.
There he is.
I can't be on here for too long, but it's great.
Don't worry.
Just,
I just said we're talking about the Tottenham game, and
oh, okay.
we've just briefly started on the Tottenham game, and I was saying that I think Harry Kane thinks he's better than what he is. I think there's an arrogance about him where everything has to go for him. But I think without him, Tottenham looked more fluid. They had a a plan, and I think with Harry Kane back, it's like, well, we've got to play Harry Kane now. Obviously, there was no Son, but the midfield Nuno picked Skip, Winks, and who was the other boy, the other gentleman? I can't remember. Anyway, the midfield three, I just thought no creativity. You've got Bergwijn, who's the other boy, and Dombele on the bench, and you're at Crystal Palace, Selhurst Park, where it's a tight place. They're gonna noise you up, and also they're gonna get physical, and also try and play some football. Now, Patrick Vieira. I mean, what do you think was the prep talk? It's only Tottenham, lads. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he must have just said to them, listen, I've never lost a football match to Tottenham when I played, and you guys aren't going to start here. But what did you guys think? Let's not talk about the goals as yet, right? But let's talk about the Zaha situation. What's your
Mhm.
thoughts on Zaha? Like, this guy, you know, do you think he's got a chip on his shoulder, or do you think he's just hot headed, or do you think I don't want to say he's fed up getting kicked because Jack Grealish gets kicked. Every winger gets kicked. That's just the way it is. So what do you think's Zaha's problem? Vinci, I'll go for you. First appearance on the channel this season.
No,
He's gone missing.
I think Zaha is just frustrated. All around. He's he's he feels like he's somewhere where he shouldn't be. He feels like he should be better. And he's demanded to leave like numerous times, and he's still in Crystal Palace. So
Mm.
um, I think there's a lot going on with him, coming from Man United and stuff like that. So he's not quite. I mean, kudos to him for actually like playing. I mean, obviously you're a football player, you have to play, but I think he's not happy where he is, and I think
But
he's going
that's
to
his own
complete
fault, though, no?
to a certain extent, yeah. To a certain extent, but his attitude, he's always been Zaha's always had a very interesting attitude. He's not he's all about himself, and he really really believes that he's bigger than what we see or what he's actually putting out
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
So
portraying. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so I mean, I don't, yeah, he needs to. He might just end up staying there and going to a West Club. I don't know if a bigger club's going to take him.
I think the ship has sailed. I honest to God think. Listen, the Man United. Okay, we can say it's too early. Listen, you either drown or you swim. Okay, it never worked out. Um, yes, he done that interview about talking about mentality and like how he was and where he was. I just think to myself, you don't sign that contract. Was it a 5-year contract? You know, you're trying to leave the club. There's no release clause. And this is where I think to myself, some of these players, are you being advised properly? Because why are you're wanting to leave? And look, the way I see it is this. Okay, no one of the big six were trying to break the bank or trying to do city tactics to try and tap up. To prop up players. No one was doing that for Zaha. No one even outside the big six were trying to make noise. I mean, flipping hell, you could even said like West Ham could have even tried for Zaha, but they didn't. Everton.
Yeah,
Apparently, there was rumors about Everton, but no one is jumping out saying "Get me Wilfred Zaha." Now, I think there's a reason for that. I honest to God think there's a reason, and I think Palace. I won't say it's his level, but I think he's made his bed at Palace, and now that's him. You know. Um,
mm,
can I ask you guys a question though? Did you guys find it funny when obviously they never kicked the ball out, and Zaha tried to take Tanganga on, and Zaha kicks it past him. Tanganga pushes him, and then Zaha's acting like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And Tanganga just grabs him, just like, "Relax, you're not doing anything." Like, big man. What was your thoughts on that?
Do you know
Good.
what? In terms of Zaha, I think he is bigger than Palace, and I think he can he play at a bigger club. I think he still can, depending what the price tag is. Now I know you're saying he signed the big contract and all this sort of stuff, but when Arsenal were willing to pay 80 million, or that was the price tag asked for, and I think they wanted Arsenal were offering 70 or 75.
Yeah.
I think Palace are going to end up regretting this because that money could have gone on to maybe build a better squad. Zaha is not going to win you the league by himself. You need a
Mm.
full squad there, and I just think that was a big mistake for Palace not to sell him. In terms of no one was after him outside of the big six. Maybe he doesn't want to go. That's not Zaha's target to go to a team that's below that. He wants to
But
maybe go
but
to a
he
team.
said that in that interview. He wants to go. He wants another crack at it. So He
Yeah,
said
but
that
I'm
in the
saying
interview.
he's
No,
not.
he's
If
talking
West
about the
Ham,
levels.
Oh, the
I'm
Yeah.
talking
levels. I
about
beg
if
your
West
pardon. I
Ham,
beg your pardon.
if West Ham and Everton come in for him, he's gonna be like, no, I don't want to these clubs. I want to go where I'm
Mm-mm.
gonna win a trophy. And I think um, whether he's got a chip on his shoulder or not, I think that's just the type of player he is. Yeah, he gets brought down every single time. He does get kicked.
Yeah.
There's no Palace did not need to kick that ball out. Yeah, it's not a head injury. Play on. It's play on. Unless
Play the
unless it's like
whistle, bro.
something like the unless it's something like the Harvey Elliott where players say
Mm.
no, kick it out and stop, and the medical staff ran on. That's
Yeah.
completely different. That's a whole nother story. But
Mm.
Fergie always used to send an email before the season started to every single Premier League manager and say, unless it's a head injury, we are not kicking the ball out. And in the rules, it says you don't need to kick the ball out. And I don't know why players keep getting upset that we don't other teams don't kick the ball out. It's not you don't need to take him on. And then look, with Zaha, I think he I disagree with Vinci a little bit about it's all about himself. I don't think so because he's always
Vinci,
looking to
put your
assist.
phone.
He's
Oh,
he's
mine,
always
yeah.
looking Zaha's always looking to assist the other teams. You gotta take it off lock, Vinci.
Yeah, take it
Yeah,
off lock. Yeah.
I know. I figured it. Thank you, guys.
Technology,
What's it? Mr. Technical.
2021 technology, do you know what I mean? You gotta get with the program. There you go. Now you gotta
Alright,
cancel
yeah.
us out. There yeah.
No, keep going, keep going. It's
Yeah.
gonna,
Yeah.
it's life.
Look, I think since he's become captain, since he's been put captain from last season, I think I think he's kind of cooled down a little bit. He's not that
Mm.
angry. But bro, like when you're getting chopped every single game, and we know one even if it's not that reckless, we've seen with the Harvey Elliott one, maybe it's not intentional. You don't
Yeah.
want to be getting an injury like that, especially Zaha is not 18. So these are the times in his career where it's like make or break.
Mm.
I think will he go to another club? I can't see it unless he goes abroad. Maybe someone like a Borussia Dortmund,
Dortmund. Yeah.
one of the where he can go and collect his silverware at other clubs like that. But in terms of in the Premier League, I think it's going to be a bit hard now because I think the top six, maybe a Leicester, but maybe Arsenal needs someone. I don't know. Who knows? But like, are they even regarded top six? But then,
It'd be a serious if Arsenal went and done that. If Arsenal went and done that, I think it'd be like, okay, we can understand that move. It's
They can
like,
do that now.
yeah, I know, and this is. But do you remember when we were talking about Arsenal's transfer, and I was saying I didn't understand why they went for Odegaard, like a young kid. Like they should have just went. They should have went like and cherry picked the bottom 10 teams, all their best players, and just be like, yo, you're at Arsenal now. Do you know what I mean? Pattern up.
yeah,
I think like with Zaha, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think something's there that we don't know because we
he
know what
does
he can do. See,
he does feel like he's bigger than the club.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, and yeah,
he's got every right to, bro. He's like their
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Do you know what I mean? Like it's all about him. He like it's not like an ego thing, but it is. If it's we
mm,
look at Palace and we're like, did Zaha score? It's Zaha. We don't look at
yeah.
Benteke. We don't look at these
Good
players.
point.
But
Good point.
look. What about Edward?
Listen, French Eddie,
Hey,
Baller,
French
hey,
baller,
Eddie.
baller
Listen,
from
French
come
Celtic.
on.
Eddie
Baller.
from Celtic. Listen,
27 seconds saying this is my debut. Don't worry about Ronaldo. I'll show you guys. Give me the
bro.
ball.
Listen. Do you know what? There's a few Celtic fans will be happy for him, and I think the other half of fans will be a bit angry because he didn't hide his feelings to want to leave. He's been wanting to leave for a couple of years, and but I have to admit I'm happy for him because when he came on, that shot, yeah. Do you know that shot he took was like, when you're playing five-a-sides or seven-a-sides, and there's this one guy who's not the really good at football, and he just hits one lucky shot and it goes in, and then he goes crazy, and everyone's like clapping like, "Oh, good goal!" I felt that was Edward's moment, and it's tough though because Scottish Premiership to the English Premiership is completely it's levels. It's different, and for
Yeah.
him to get his 2 goals now it's like relief, but at the same time, it's like you need to start banging now. Do you know what I mean? Like, to 2 go but the second goal, I love the second goal quick feet, out of his feet, bang. And quick touch on Lloris though. I mean, was he drinking or I mean, like what was
The
going on?
first one,
Vinci,
I
what
think
do you think, man?
he looked like he was in slow motion for that second one.
Right? He went down
No,
in stages,
for
right?
Palace's second, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Vinci, what's
But
your
look,
thoughts on the two
No,
goals?
no, no. Look, man, he's a baller, man. He's a striker. Like even like someone that's a bona fide striker. I personally believe you can. It's Premier League is not easy, but you could go anywhere, and you would especially if you're in when you're prime, and I think he's in his prime. I think he knows how to put the ball in the back of the net. So I'm not worried about him. It's tricky because we're talking about Zaha. Zaha has had some interesting teammates. He's
Yeah.
obviously the main man, but he's got some teammates that spark some. From the Wan-Bissaka being there, but the problem is they don't stay. That's the thing, and it must frustrate him a lot because like he's got a good group, and then they could do something, and then they go, and he's the only one that's staying. So I'm happy for Eduard, and I think he's going to score more goals. To be honest, I really do.
I think
when
with the way
Eze comes back in as well, them three are going to be a big threat.
I think Benteke needs to
Yeah.
retire.
Yeah, he needs to come out. He needs to come out because
I think so. Not
I think-
retire, but like
Back to Liverpool.
there's going to be games they're going to need him. Don't get me wrong. There's going to be games like Burnley away, Brentford away. There's
Yeah.
going to be games where they
They're gonna
will
need that
have to,
presence up front.
Yeah.
Carling Cup and all these things.
Yeah. There'll be games where they'll need to mix it up and might go direct and stuff. I just think like with the boys that they have now, Edward, Conor Gallagher, Vieira came out and said he
was
likens him to Ray
Gallagher
Parlour.
was good helping his head.
And do you know what, guys? Do you know where he's from? Chelsea, another Chelsea academy player.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a conveyor belt for them. Conor Gallagher, I thought, bullied Spurs midfield.
Yeah.
He was on
Yeah,
the
he
big
did.
to score.
He's been good the last couple of weeks. Did you see
Yeah,
the
he's been
goal
good.
he was scoring last week?
Yeah.
goal
And to
last
be honest,
week,
to be fair, Bocce, he was good with West Brom.
Yeah,
He was good
yeah.
at West Brom. He played the full season. This is his second season in the Premier League. Listen, he does well. I think what's telling is that you can see what Vieira's trying to do, right? And isn't it interesting that he's getting all these young boys? And I said that, Bocce, I said I don't know if he was going to do well because they needed a bit of experience and stuff. But he was asked, about the game, and then he replied, "I've never lost to Tottenham." And I thought that was very, very cunning. Obviously he's a black manager, right? And so I'm obviously going to be biased. Okay. However, I don't know if you guys know, but Nuno, and Vieira. It was the first time in a while that it was two black managers on either dugout. However, I didn't know Nuno identified as black, which is very interesting. I didn't know that. I thought it was just Portuguese, or I didn't know what he actually. But Vieira, can you both say that you see what he's trying to do? Playing football, quick, attacking.
I can tell you what he's trying. He's trying to get to Arsenal.
He's trying. Yeah, I'm glad you said it. Right, I'm glad you said it. I honest to God think, I'm glad you said it, because if I said it, everyone's going to be like, "Oh, you're just making noise." No, I genuinely think if he keeps Palace, gets Palace from anywhere from 15th and up,
yeah,
2
it's
years
Arsenal.
consecutively,
And
listen,
especially,
Arteta, mate.
like if you look at the players that left the club or they got rid of, the list is massive, and some good players too. Like you got was it McCarthy? One of their goalkeepers. You got like Townsend.
They sold him to Celtic.
Townsend.
Today, did you see Townsend's goal this morning? Well, night for you guys.
Townsend's
Like
goal.
it was, but like they lost a lot of players. So like at the start of the season, I predicted that they could be a surprise to even go down because they've lost so many players. But now with these a few additions, and if Vieira gets them playing, like you said, if he gets them over that mid-table, they could crack that 10th position over in there. So it's like if he gets them, you never know. That Arsenal job could be on the cards. It could even be on the cards in December, but you never know.
Sooner, exactly.
Yeah,
If he gets them playing exciting football, snatch a point here and there or 3 points, here and there, and before you know it, it looks like he knows what he's doing. And
Yeah.
already he already looks better than Arteta. Let's be real. And right
I
now,
just,
nobody's looking at Arsenal like they're gonna do anything
mm,
amazing. So honestly, if there's a time for Vieira to come in, it would be now to
Yeah. You
experiment
try to say
and
something, yeah,
and
experiment.
and build Arsenal up, because that's what Arteta is doing. He's just
yeah,
getting a long leash to experiment, which I don't
It'll be
think he
good to
should.
see when Arsenal play Palace. It'll be good to see
yeah. I
that
think, I
clash.
think, I think
But
Oh
at
yeah,
Selhurst Park though, not at Emirates. At
yeah, yeah,
Selhurst
yeah,
Park.
yeah.
Just to conclude this game, guys. Harry Kane never scored. Should Tottenham fans be worried? He's not scoring. He wanted to leave. Butchie, I said this to you. I found it funny. You were trying to leave the club, and the club were like, "You're not going anywhere." And then you brought out that stupid statement to say, "My always intention was always to be at Tottenham, be professional." He was trying to save face, but he's not performing and he's not scoring. Is Harry Kane at a crossroads, or is he just basically facing reality that his window has went?
I, okay. Sorry, Butcher. Let me go real quick because I
No,
could
no,
go
no.
soon. I think it's okay. It's a bit embarrassing, one, right? Because with all the media coverage before the Euros, everybody was like, Harry Kane is definitely out. The question was where.
Yeah,
And then everybody goes through their window, gets whoever they want, and he's not there. And Harry Kane is not a priority anymore. And Man United get Ronaldo slap on the face. Man City are just like, we don't need you, essentially, because they don't. And then you're like stuck in like, okay, fine, I guess I'll settle in Tottenham. But it doesn't work that way, because when you
yep,
didn't play, they balled. When Son wasn't there and you were there, they looked whack. So it's like he's in a tough place right now, because you're supposed to come back from one of those situations and be like,
yeah,
and bang two goals, and just get and if you bang one goal each game, everybody's like, okay, you know what, we'll forgive you. You know what, we'll forget what happened over the summer. You're still Harry Kane, but now he's looking so rusty. He's missing chances. He's not the same mentally. I don't think he's there. Fans honestly would probably want him to just start off the bench and stuff. So it's
yeah.
it's a tough
Yeah, can I
situation to be in.
But it's a
can I just
situation
ask?
he put himself in.
He
Bocce,
did.
sorry, 2 seconds. I just
Yeah,
think here, Bocce, I'll let you come in 2 seconds. Sorry. Just from what Vinci says there, right? I find it very funny, right? And the reason I find it very funny is this, yeah. Harry Kane really, really thought Daniel Levy was going to sell him. No, but like, this is why I find it funny, right? Right? He genuinely thought he was probably telling his guys, "Yo, I'm going to City." We all remember the little lap he done round the stadium, to say bye, blah blah blah. He genuinely thought Daniel Levy was gonna sell him, and low key, Harry Kane done some dirty tactics, right? He done the interview with Gary Neville, and he purposely said, I think it's a good time to get 100 million for myself. It's a good price. He was literally saying, "This is my price." So like people that watching this will know that's how much you're doing. But in my head, I'm thinking, you signed a 6-year contract. This is Daniel Levy, and you think you're going for 100 million. Okay, let's see how this goes. Now, the funny thing was that Man City are laughing at the end of the day because now they've obviously rumbled a player. He's not coming. He's not firing. And like you said, Vinci, yeah, Boccia, I'm just gonna wrap up so you can jump in. What he should have done was just came into the starting lineup, banged 2 quick goals, all is forgiven. You know,
Yeah.
you know, give that performance where you're like, he's one of our own, Harry. You know that you know how they get right. But he didn't do it. And I'm thinking, next season, Harry, mate, your ass is still staying in North London because do you know what? No, because think about it. Mbappe, free transfer. Haaland, 75 million. Harry Kane, my friend. I'm sorry, bro. You might as well concentrate on the Premier League goals because that's all he's winning. And isn't it sad? Isn't it sad, guys, that Harry Kane will not win a trophy domestically? Bocce, in you come. Sorry, man.
No, I was just gonna say, do you guys think that with Harry Kane playing, it kind of the team kind of he makes it more about him? I know we're talking about Zaha, but I think yeah, big man Ryan's in the building.
Yeah,
Welcome, Ryan. Vinci's got his backup now for the
yeah, good
Liverpool.
I
guy.
know
Good
it.
guy.
Yeah.
No, it's good to be
Oh,
back, man. It's been a while still, man.
yeah.
I know
It's
the
been
band is
a
back
while.
together.
No, but I was saying,
Yo, man, those streams, man. It's been time, bro. I can't lie. Man, like Vinci, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. It's good to see you, man. Well, I can't see you, but it's good to hear your voice, isn't
Can
it?
you guys hear me?
Yeah.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
man, sort your microphone. Watch it, in you come. Sorry.
yeah.
Sorry.
I was just saying, does it look for you guys? Does it look like Spurs at times play better without Kane and Son in the squad? Because now Son was out in this game, and then they had one shot on target the whole game.
Yeah.
One shot on target. So there's
You
no
know,
one
ball.
really creating. And I feel like when Kane wasn't there and it was just Son, I think Dele Alli was on, Son was on, Bergwijn was on. Who else was there?
Lucas Moura. Lucas Moura
Lucas
was on.
Moura. Yeah,
It was
was on.
fluid. It
Now
was
you have
fluid.
Kane comes back, and I'm not look. I would love to have Harry Kane at Man United, so it's not like I'm not putting stick on him or
Yeah.
having a dig. I'm just saying in terms of the Tottenham Hotspur, the way it looks like they're set up, it looks like the tactics are just give it to Kane at all costs. Try find Kane. Now I'm seeing he's dropping way too deep. He's trying to he's trying to he's trying to play that 10 role where we spoke about Lukaku. Lukaku's not the player for you to be running at players and taking them on. You
Because
stand
he's
there,
so
Harry Kane, the
messy,
same
bro.
thing. Yeah, stay
He's
there.
trying to
Yeah,
tell
but
City I can do it too.
yeah, but do you guys think for Spurs they should sell Kane for the fact of we can get the money, build a team, not just one player. We can build a team. Thank you what you've done for the club. You know, all right, all right. Kane didn't win a trophy, but if he goes on and they get a few more decent players, then you're gonna be like, all right, now we can start challenging, especially for the Carabao Cups and the FA Cups. Because it just
Do
feels
you know
like
what, Bocce, yeah?
Son missing is a bigger loss
That's
than when Kane was
yes.
out. I don't know.
Yeah, 100%,
Absolutely.
Bocce, we said that the first 3 games they looked more fluid up top. And do you know what? I'm going to say 2 things before Vinci comes in, right? I think Tottenham have lost their opportunity to get big money for Harry Kane now. Because when they say, oh, he's available, they're like, nah. Like, you didn't want to sell him when we wanted him, now you're desperate. And the second point, I want to make, I honest to God think certain players are looking at Harry Kane different now in the changing room. Because
Yeah, 100%.
because like you can't say publicly you want to leave and you don't turn up for training. You know, everyone's just like, yo, what? So what? Because you're Harry Kane, you can do what you want. No. Like, and then Nuno tried it. You know, he never brought him back into the starting lineup. He put him on the bench, gave him 10, 15 minutes here, but then he's back starting again. Now, Nuno looks like an idiot in my eyes because, okay, let's not say idiot. That's a bit harsh.
Yeah, it's a bit harsh.
Yeah, it's a bit harsh. Nuno just looks like Harry Kane's basically said, "Yeah, I'm back. I'm staying." So Nuno's like, "Yeah, you'll play." But for the team, it doesn't actually make sense. You know?
But Bobs, look, you have a player like Harry Kane. Harry Kane is walking goals. You can't leave. You can't have him on the bench and Son out and you don't play. Like
3 games,
even
3 wins though.
but even if Son is there, you can't have a Harry Kane on the bench. Like let's not forget who he is. Like
Yeah,
I
Harry
know
Kane
that
can't be on the bench.
I know that he kind of like went through the whole saga, the whole hoopla of like, oh, I'm leaving, but it's still Harry Kane. Like he was like, how many goals did he bang last season? Come on, like so.
Top goals, top assists as well.
Exactly. So Nuno's got this thing where it's just like, okay, you haven't been with the team. It's all. Honestly, this is mental. Like, imagine you're a teammate, and you know he comes back. He's like, oh, I'm leaving. He comes back. You'd be like, oh, you know, hello, how are you doing, stranger?
Yeah.
And so it'll take them a while to be like, okay, we can trust you now. You know, we can trust that you're here, and also that you're mentally here, not elsewhere, or not you're just here till January. So I think
But
it's
he's not
gonna be.
performing, though, Vinci. He's not
But
performing.
that's what I'm saying. It's mental for him as well. It's friction. They have to go through
I
Is
it.
it
mean,
just
it's only
He's gonna.
been
is
a
it just
couple
for
of games, to be honest, for him. Like,
yeah, but
I
you
think
can't
it's too
say that a
early to
couple
be
games
kind of writing Harry
because is
Kane
it
off this season.
Yo,
No, but
that's what I'm
no
saying.
no no
No, that's what he's gonna
no
get the goals.
Yeah,
Bobs,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. He's gonna get the goals. It
of
might not be
course,
the
of course.
same as last season. He'll get a
yeah but
couple of goals, get a couple of
if
assists,
you
and he will look good. And
Yeah.
he'll
yeah
look
I
good
know
enough
if you
to
look
get
if you look
sold.
at yeah if you look at I'm just trying to compare him. Like he doesn't need a couple games because for England,
Yeah.
he's scoring in every single game. I'm just saying that to me it looks like the tactics or whatever the philosophy is, get it to
Nuno
Kane.
ball,
Try get
Nuno
him to
ball.
try get it to Kane. Try
Nuno
get
Ball
where
just
at
shows they
England
ball.
where yeah similar. But whether at England, he's not the main guy. Yeah, he's the captain, but you got other players around that can do the job. So we
Yeah.
don't need to rely on Harry Kane, and that's I think where he plays when people rely on him a bit too much, especially when you the whole Spurs team. When you got this, there is quality there at Spurs. Son, Ali's come back. Like I haven't seen Ali play this good since maybe 2-3 seasons ago. Do you know what I mean? So
Exactly.
it's Poch. So I don't know. I just think with Harry Kane, they got to maybe stop focusing on him and
Yeah.
try get the rest of the team involved. I just don't I
But
don't
but
know
but
what's going
then
to happen.
but then you either listen. But then you have to have the balls, okay, to just be like, do you know what? See, for this game, Harry, you're on the bench, mate, because like, no, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know what you're saying. But look, the fluidity of the team. Like, do you know, like, when they were attacking and they were like, oh, interchanging everything. Like, Mora was coming with left, Burn was they were playing like, I don't have to cut back. I don't have to put the handbrake
Yeah,
on because I need to pass it to Harry Kane's feet. Do you know what I
that's
mean?
right.
I don't like, and like, if they're running on goal, I don't have to automatically think I need to look for Kane.
Because
You
that
know,
2 games ago or 1 game ago when he was on the bench, when Kane started on the bench, I think it was Spurs were winning. They got their goal. They were playing. They had a few chances. Kane comes on, and it's like
it
you said,
slows
It
it
Bobs.
slows
down.
I'm like,
down. It slows
I'm like,
down.
It slows it
yeah,
down.
yeah.
And okay, guys, we need to also consider the fact that the coach is different now. Like,
I mean, look what he's
Nuno,
done at
Nuno, no,
Wolves.
no, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Nuno,
Mm.
if you look at what he's done at Wolves, they don't slow things down. When you look at Raul Jimenez, he's not.
But
He can
Vinci,
do that, but he doesn't do the runs that he
yeah,
goes in header, but he drops too deep. Harry Kane. So
yeah. Do you know what though, Vinci? Sorry to cut you off.
go ahead, go ahead.
It's the same thing when Jose was here and the same thing when Poch was here. When Kane gets his annual ankle injury that he gets every season, Son is the main man and Spurs go on a winning streak. Look, if you go back and really look at the games, you're like, it's the Son show. He's scoring
No,
every single game. It feels like it's the same no matter what manager it's. I think it's just Levy might be just like, you know what, make sure everything goes through Harry Kane. I don't know. He might be stepped out or something. I don't know
There
what
might be a
Levy is
clause in
doing.
this contract. You know what
There
I
might,
mean?
yeah.
no,
I
no,
don't know what
no.
it is. And no matter what manager comes in, it's once Kane is out. But look, look, he scores the goals. His top goal scorers, top assists last season. I'm not
Mm.
arguing about that. It's just when he's out of the team, it looks like the whole team kind of performs a bit more than when it's Kane just in there. I don't know. I could be wrong.
No,
I could be wrong.
no. That's just this season. I can't say that last season. I can say that for this season.
It's happened
In
before
terms of
though.
in terms of Levy, and Kane, it's such an interesting saga. I want to see how it end up because I think it's a battle of egos. I think Levy just flexed his muscle and is like, look, it's when I tell you and when the price is right, type of thing. You're not gonna tell me
Seriously,
when
yeah,
you're ready to go. So that's really
100%.
it. So it's a big risk, but I don't think he really cares about that because I think he's one of those people that's just like, it's my principle, it's my image.
Yep.
That's more. It's a bit of a pride thing. So
And they'll
don't get
still
me
get
wrong.
70 million for him at one
That's what
point.
I'm saying. Like you're not getting less than 70 mil for Harry Kane, even if he sleeps on the bench this season. Like you're not. So I think he's look, Son and Spurs dangerous. Left foot, right foot, you don't know where it's going. I mean, they barely play crosses in the air for him to header.
Yep.
His finishing is on point, inside out. So with the fast pace at which they play, Son's a better suited for me right now. From what I'm seeing, he's a better suited attacker. with Lucas and everybody play around them. But we'll see. They'll adjust. They'll have to adjust to Harry Kane. But
Okay, last comment on Harry Kane, Ryan.
I mean, you guys know how much of a big fan I am of Harry Kane. I just think, obviously, he'll get his annual injury. Like I said, I don't know if he'll be in the shout for Golden Boot this season. I've got a feeling for some reason he won't, because it's like, because he'll get his ankle injury, and because I just feel Ronaldo, Salah, and Lukaku will be the main three challenging for the Golden Boot. And because I think those three will stay fit for a lot longer than him, and are also in better teams they'll get more chances, I don't think Harry Kane will kind of get that close to the Golden Boot this season. He'll still score, at least 15 goals, I think, in the league, 100%. But yeah, I don't think he'll be in the shout for Golden Boot this season. And I just think, that Crystal Palace game was bad from Spurs. I ain't gonna lie, like that was. Even before the red card,
Were you shocked by it, Ryan? Were you shocked?
Not really, because when I've seen, obviously, I haven't really watched Spurs proper in the first few games of the season. Obviously, they've won each game, but I've had Spurs fans tell me like it's not been sustainable. It's not been good enough performances. They have been lucky in a couple of the games, and they did kind of get found out, and they didn't get away with it the other day. Like they were bad in it, like even before the red card, like Palace were battering them, honestly, like they were all over them. And Harry Kane's one of those players, as for him, that I feel like with him you need to kind of be dominating the ball and being on the front foot for him to like be completely effective. Do you get what I mean? Because he ain't a counter-attacking player in it. He's not got mobility in it. So like
I think it'd be, do you know what, like if he had like if Harry played for Man United, the way we play, it suit Man United because of the way we play,
Yeah.
And also, he wouldn't need to drop deep and stuff. He could literally just stay forward. But with Tottenham, the balance is not there, and I think that's one thing. Like 3 managers have now tried to get the balance in this team, and Son. I actually think Son's the main player there. From a not, let's not say practice, but from a player personnel, like Harry Kane will get you goals, yeah, blah blah blah. But Son's very important, like they need his presence, his running. We forget, if you're a defender, you're chasing the runners. Son creates space and stuff like that. So, but anyway, enough about them. But listen, Poche, we've got 2 Scousers on, so we need to speak about their club. So, we might as well. It wasn't in the plan, but it is what it is. It's good to get the gang back. So, guys, I mean, I was reading social media. Thiago apparently had a world-class performance.
I wouldn't say world-class. He played very well. I wouldn't say a world-class performance.
Social media, mate. I'm just reading what I see on social media.
He played very well. He looks like he's getting...
I saw something like that as well,
really
Bobs.
improved.
He
looks like he's got into grips with the league.
I saw a detailed statistic of his number of tackles and distance covered and all that, one assist, and then a flame in the caption.
Is that his first assist in the Premier League? His first assist. How about that stat?
It could.
It could
How about that
be.
stat?
He's gotten 1 goal. He got a goal against Southampton.
Yeah, got a goal, got an assist.
Oh, stop being shameless. Come on.
No,
It wasn't world class. He played very well. It weren't a world class performance.
No, he balled.
We didn't really have to play that well. Leeds just handed the game to us through the way they played, innit? Like,
oh, come on, Ryan. Ryan, you're gonna sound like Bob's now. Look.
No. I was buzzing with the performance, Vinci, but I'm not being funny. Leeds did really play into our hands. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
How many teams are playing into our hands? Like, this is 3 games now. It looks like teams are playing into our hands. There's something we're doing right. There must be something that we're forcing out of the opponents.
What I will say, Vinci, is this does look like more the Liverpool team of 2019-20, where it was literally just so strong in games, like comfortable, commanding, all that. Like, it does look more like that team. I will say that, like just the way we play.
I'm sorry, but I love Fabinho. I love.
He's too good, man. Fabinho's too good, man.
You should be wearing our red, not your red.
I know a lot of people like to look at the shiny bits, the Mo Salahs, which I will, everybody knows I've been a constant critic of him last season.
Same with me,
Um,
but I've had to accept I've been very harsh on him.
no, he's a baller now. I think Mane has solidly
Oh man,
replaced him.
Mane needs to sort himself out.
Guys,
As
watch Vinci, good segue. Manny, oh my goodness. Not only does his hair look messed up, but his finishing.
Peacock,
What was that?
Peacock Mane, like
Bro,
no, like,
everything with Mane though, it's his general play. Everything is so bad at the like
No,
the
but-
Chelsea game. He was arguably the worst player on the pitch, bro. In
okay,
the
right now
Chelsea
play
game.
devil's advocate, but that finish was nice. Let's not deny it. It
was
pained
good,
me.
but he was
It
like
pained
10
me.
chance on the game, like.
I get it, but it pained me to see that finish because I was like,
Watch it, take over,
you're
go toilet.
so annoying. But how did you feel about that when you saw that finish?
Yeah, look,
I
it was a
was
good
just like-
finish.
I
mean,
was
the
just
game-
like,
I think
finally,
one of-
he's managed to get one in. That's what I thought. It was a decent finish,
What-
like, but yeah.
But what's the? Is there still an issue with Mane and maybe Salah there as well? Like carrying on from last season. It kind
No,
of.
I don't think it's that. You know, I don't think it's anything to
Mane
do
have
with any.
issues just in general with something else?
No,
Because
so what? Okay, go ahead. Sorry, finish.
No, I was just asking the question. Like, it just feels like it's not that same Mane that we seen when you guys won the league and even the season before. It feels like he's not happy. There's something there.
I just think
I'm not
he's
sure
really
he's-
low on confidence and has been for a long time.
Right,
I literally
butcher.
think it's
That's
that.
it. That's really it. It hurts me to do that because
Yeah.
one, he's a fellow African, and two, Mane coming from Southampton has just done a lot. He's given us a lot,
Yeah.
but it's painful to watch someone in decline and him kind of not know he's in decline. I see the way he controls the ball. He overthinks things.
I mean, he's
Um,
always kind of been like that, to be fair, but it's gotten a
But-
lot worse.
Right, and back then, Mane gets the ball. He takes you on. He knows what to do with the ball. Like he knows he's going to cut
He
in
looked
and he
clumsy
whip
when
it.
he did it, but it was effective at times a couple of years ago. Like,
Right, but now it's like this guy. He takes the ball. He's got 3v3. He doesn't know what to do with the ball. So right now, I'd rather have Mo Salah on the ball than Mane.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty sad. And
It's
he
more
might. I'd rather have Firmino than Mane right now.
oh yeah,
You guys,
100%.
would you guys like to see all four on the field at the same time? 'Cause
No,
I had this
no,
conversation. You wouldn't play. You wouldn't play Firmino in like that 10 role and have Jota up front.
No,
No.
I think that's better as a plan B. I wouldn't start a game in that formation. I think we're still better starting 4-3-3 with the three in midfield. But Klopp does sometimes change it to 4-2-3-1 over the years when, at 60 minutes we're chasing a goal, he brings on the extra attack. He did it against Arsenal last season away, and it worked well in that game. But whenever we start with a 4-2-3-1, it doesn't work. Like, it literally doesn't work. We get kind of overrun in midfield.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get
Yeah.
overrun and bypassed in midfield a lot, bro. And we kind of find it hard to play out from the back as well, through the midfield as well, whenever we play with 4-2-3-1. So now he's got to stick with 4-3-3, man. Yeah, I wouldn't go for it.
And I love how solid. I'd rather solidify the midfield
Yeah, 100%.
than the forward, because the forward they're gonna miss their chances. We know Liverpool like to throw away chances.
Oh, we missed
They're gonna
so many
miss their
chances.
chances. But now
They
that we've
score
got
as well.
we've got Van Dijk back, and surprisingly, it looks like Matip is
Oh, I've
holding his
always liked
position
Matip
down.
is so
It's
good,
so
man.
weird. Like everybody's back and he's taking
Competition
it
now for
on.
places there. There's competition
Yeah,
for
but-
places. Your new
he's
signing,
ta-
is it Konate? No,
Konate's not even
Yeah,
getting a
Konate.
sniff.
This
He's
is
not getting a
this is
sniff.
what happened, and this is why last season when you guys had so many injuries, and in January you guys got nobody. In January, you need to bring in players to fight for these spots. Last year was because of
Yeah.
injuries. You needed to bring players in, and now you're looking at it and you're like, no one wants to lose their spot. You even got Jota that's like, you know what, I need to keep scoring for me to start. Firmino comes on, he
I
puts in
think
a
Jota's
goal.
been
so like,
awful in the first few games, in terms of his
But he's
overall
getting you the
performance.
goals.
I
he's
think
been
he's
getting
been
you the
shocking,
goals.
Jota, in terms of his
Oh,
overall
he's
performance.
scoring goals. Like
He scored a couple, but bro, I think in the games his overall play's been abysmal. I can't lie.
He's got an assist too, right? What do you want from him?
Nah, I'm sorry, bro. I'm not convinced by Jota in it. You know, like.
No, no, Butcher, to add to the point you make, it's absolutely spot on. This is the closest Liverpool has gotten to being able to almost, not doing it for every position, but almost compete have a backup for every position. Even Robertson has to look behind his shoulder because
Tsimikas a baller, you know.
You know, only Trent is the only one that can do whatever he wants.
It's a worry.
But even then, we've got James Milner that's always ready for any position.
But they're not even your worry. Like, you're not worrying about them players. Matip, last season it was a bit, or even the season before. It's like, if he's not, bro. Didn't he come out and say something that the training or the fitness or something, he was struggling in England? And like
he's such a good defender though, Matip.
But like when there's competition, he takes it up for another level now. It's like he's undroppable. You can't drop him now, just because he's a new signing. It's very hard for him not to drop.
To be honest, Matip is a massive surprise because beginning of the season, there's no way he's starting, in my opinion. Even from Matip's best season so far, it doesn't rank close to the Gomez-Van Dijk partnership.
Nah, I think it's better. I think it's better. Man, don't rate Joe Gomez in it. Nah.
No. Joe Gomez and Van Dijk, their partnerships from previous seasons, Ryan. I'm stressing
that partnership won his Champions League, you know.
What, Matip?
Van Dijk won his Champions League.
Well, I mean, to be fair, with all due respect, you were playing a crooked Harry Kane. I mean,
no, but in the run-up, I'm talking about Bayern Munich, Matip, Van Dijk. I forgot Porto. He put Lovren in because Porto he didn't take seriously in it. Barcelona was Van Dijk. Final was Van Dijk and Matip. Like, that's our best partnership still.
No, I definitely believe that he stepped it up like several notches. Not even up a notch. It's several notches.
Good, Matip's always been quality. He's been fit for 4 games in a row, which is unusual for him, innit?
You know that almost took him out of Cameroon's national team.
Oh, I heard something like that. Yeah. But I thought he retired from them time ago.
Yeah, he did. No, he did. But before then, I'm just telling to tell you how far he's come. But anyways, like
so are Liverpool back? You know,
if we keep this 11 skip, we are back. Yeah.
No. I wouldn't say we're back. You know why I wouldn't say we're back? Because we need to finish the ball. Like when we have them games, like Leeds,
finishing though. When we won the league, we were shit at finishing.
Ryan, this season is different. When we have teams like Leeds, we need to bang 5. It's not even a joke anymore. Because
they
guess
have to
what?
be the most overrated team in the Premier League.
No, because
you know what?
When Man United get Leeds or a team like that playing like this, you guys are gonna smack them 5.
Yeah, bro, you know what? I don't get it. When we beat them 6-2 last year, and the pundits were still praising Bielsa and Leeds.
Bielsa's too stubborn, man. Like I was a big fan of Bielsa, but I'm having real doubts about him now, bro.
Yeah,
like it gets too far where he just does not refuses to even acknowledge to change it, man. Like, bro, he needs to. I like the football he plays, the intent he shows, but it gets ridiculous at times.
But we could say that about Pep, though. You know, if you gave, I mean, we could say
Pep's is more measured, though. Pep's is more measured.
Is it more measured, or does Pep have more money?
I think both.
No.
Pep's is a lot more measured.
Pep's got. Go ahead, Butcher. You're making something.
No, you can't just say he's got more money. Like, you're not even. You're here to do what? Yeah, but like I get that, but you can't use that as an excuse because
why not?
The players individually, any of them. Maybe half the team can join a top 6.
But Pep doesn't do this man marking thing, innit? Like Pep plays a possession-based football, which is his form of defense because he's just refusing to let the other team get the ball. That way you can't concede. And his is more measured. Bielsa is just like he's proper end to end and everything, man. Oh,
right,
like...
right. I think when you try and get into Pep's tactics, when you describe it like that, you're oversimplifying it. This man is quite he's quite a genius, to be honest.
Pep's a genius, yeah.
Yes, he does use possession to as defense. He holds the ball, whatever. But when they lose the ball, he has a mixture at different parts of the pitch. He has got pressure. He's got like different zonal markings. He employs a lot of things, and he also allows his players to be able to use the discretion under a certain shape. So it's hard to pinpoint.
Bielsa doesn't do any of that.
Yeah, Bielsa is just like,
you can't even
go
see
forward, go, like it's literally like heavy metal.
Because when they equalized, excuse me, when they equalized against us at Old Trafford,
big up Gasheni from South Africa, man.
He didn't change anything up to try to be like, you know what? Let's try hold the 1-0 for a little bit. Let's calm ourselves down and then go at United again. He never did that. And then he's left the back line open, and United just cut through him. And same as last season when McTominay scored in the second minute or first minute, and then
he scored twice in like the first 3 minutes, didn't he?
Yeah, first 5 minutes, 2 goals. And you didn't change
Scotsman.
anything. He made no changes.
Yeah.
No plan B. Like, I don't even know if he's got a plan A. You know, they're talking about.
No, he's got a plan A. Like, that is his plan A, and he's one thing.
These guys are literally playing freestyle football.
But
go out there.
I wouldn't say it's freestyle. There is the style. The problem is it's too much of a style, and it needs to
It's beautiful to watch, though.
One voice, guys. One voice.
Beautiful to watch, bro. What I didn't get what because we see goals. It's entertaining for us.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm not a Leeds fan.
But then the pundits.
By the way, guys, I have to jet in it because I've got another stream now anyway. But big up for having me on. Yeah, we need to do this again soon, man. It's been too long.
We're gonna get flawless on.
But big up, guys. Yeah.
All right, Ryan. God bless, bro.
All right, take care, man.
Big up, everyone. Take care. Yeah.
But we're not Leeds fans here. And we're not going to go to Leeds matches and look for technical like brilliance and stuff like that. No, it's entertaining.
You're never too good to go down. Yeah, and Leeds after 16 years, you want to make sure you're playing like up against the big teams. You're getting slapped up. Yeah, at least compete. Try to compete. You see Everton now. Everton are kind of competing. They're staying thereabouts. Leicester City pushed on, and they're in the conversation of top 4. They're the team that's in the top 4 conversation now these days. Leeds, I know they came in. I know they're trying to build a team, but I'm looking at it. Yeah, you can beat Norwich. You can get a result against Brighton, but against United, against your rivals, against City, Liverpool, Chelsea, show me something else besides conceding goals. Just leaking. You're leaking goals every single time. And
so what does he do then, Bocce?
He needs to see what, like, when you're conceding goals, make some changes to try stop that. Man mark certain plays that you need to. Yeah, not bomb everyone forward and then all right, let's hope our keeper saves it on the counter attack or our defense does something. You're leaving your back line exposed in every single game, and it even happens against the lesser teams, against your Crystal Palaces and all that. Like they're gonna struggle this season. They're only on 2 points out of their last 3 games. I know they had a few tricky games, but still, man, like you want to get your season off to a good start. And with Bielsa needs to change something up. Maybe he can start by learning how to speak English. At least maybe he can get the message out. And the interview at the end of the game doesn't take 45 minutes. So I don't know what he needs to do, but I think they're just
I know what you're saying, right?
With all the hype, very overrated to me, Leeds.
I know what you're saying.
But just to add real quick, I just think he needs better game management. Like different parts of the game.
100%.
Know the flow. Exactly. Know the flow. Know what's happening. Is it 1-1? Is it 1-0? Okay, should we hold for a little bit? Do we just go next 10 minutes? We go hard, we counter. That's what he needs.
Yeah, that's what they did against United. They got the equalizer and they thought, now we've got him on the ropes. Well, sorry. Bang, 2 seconds later, your defense is picking up. One ball to Greenwood and he's scored a goal. And it's like, where are your defense there? And then it's like Ryan was just saying, or who said it? Oh, they played into our hands. Ryan was saying they played into our hands. And then you had when United beat Leeds. Oh, but the way that Leeds play suits United. Piss off, bro. Fuck off. Don't give me that. They play into your hands. It's not our fault. I just can't stand that stupid analysis. They play into your hands.
It's because for some reason, But
every
for
every
some
team plays into
reason,
your hands, Vinci, like you were saying. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm
Come
saying.
on.
That's what I'm saying. You're
Yeah,
making it look like the team that's actually beating your ass is not doing anything.
yeah.
Like,
Not
oh,
doing
yeah,
anything. Yeah, like
hundred
come on.
percent, 100%. So, guys, obviously we've talked about the main games, in the weekend. I just want to obviously we've not been on stream at the same time in a long time, but just want to get your thoughts on Vinci, especially you, with the whole Messi and the Ronaldo transfers, like as a whole, to because what we've um what we've witnessed here is what's it called what we've witnessed is a bit of history,
Yeah,
a bit of history. Like
facts.
Barcelona have moved on from Messi, and Ronaldo's came back to Man United, wherever he used City as a hook, you know, or or he done a Ramos, use City, use Man United to get them to come out. Whatever, he's there now. What's happening in football now? Like,
But Bob's like these two, they've been racing their entire lives. Like as soon as they both realize that okay, it's me and you, they've literally been racing. I think they're in the final stretch. Like where they're just like, you know what? It seems like it's tied. A lot of people think Messi's the best. A lot of people think Cristiano is the best. Messi's just won his Copa America and trophy. And Ronaldo's like, you know what? Messi's gone to PSG. That's a disadvantage
yeah,
because it doesn't matter what they do. It's gonna be Messi was with Neymar, Mbappe, and the
mm,
others already sicked him. And Ramos, come on, leave it. Like PSG is nasty. Now Ronaldo goes back to Man United, and he knows that Man United have a massive chance. If they win anything, everybody knows it's Ronaldo. Everybody knows. At his age right now, 36, isn't it? At his age, it's Ronaldo. So he's come to this point where he's done the Euros
mhm.
with Portugal. Messi's done his, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna move. I've done mine in Juventus. I'm gonna move to my old club, and I'm gonna win a trophy. Let's see,
Is that
and
a bigger
probably Ballon.
headline?
And his aim is to even get the Ballon d'Or. Because
Yeah, I
guess what?
know.
If he does win it with Man United, who's going to take it away from him?
What do you think? Do you think I think it's true because I think that listen, people say like, oh, it's not that deep and stuff, but we're dealing with guys who are basically saying, I've like, how come in the same league, one was scoring a hat trick, the other will score a hat trick, the other will score a free kick, the other will score a free kick, overhead kick, one would dribble five players, chip the goalkeeper. Do you know, like, it's
yeah.
it's it's like it's like when you have an itch and you're like, oh man, my leg's itching, man, and then it doesn't stop itching. You're like, just go away. I think neither of these two will go away from each other. Now, we can we can be reasonable gentlemen here and say, oh, let's enjoy them both. But listen, football's not as simple as that. They're always going to get put against each other. Now, Ronaldo goes back to Man United. If he wins a major trophy, let's say the league, that does that eclipse anything Messi does at PSG?
I think it does because he's at Man United and because PSG for now what 10 years they've been pushing to win the Champions League.
Mm.
The French league it's a given unless Poch has something to say about that and bottles it. You know what I mean? Their job is not to win the French league or the domestic cup. It's
Oh, guys, I have to. I'll be right back. All right,
No
yeah,
worries.
sorry.
yeah. um, for Messi, it's sorry for PSG, it's about the Champions League, right? If if they both win the league, it's gonna be a bigger one for Ronaldo, I think, because of the situation United are in. No one gives United credit for the players that we have because, or no one gives us a chance because Oli is the manager. It's as simple as
Mm.
that. Um, whether you can or you can't see what Oli has done, I mean, the rebuild that Oli has put in. I think at that time, I don't think anyone maybe there was, maybe there. We can sit here and dissect that one manager can come in and rebuild and you can show me the history of what they've rebuilt in the past.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
Ollie's done
yeah.
a great job to rebuild the team to where it is now. So even if Ollie, if this is his last season, let's just say whoever the next manager is, uh, has gonna have the perfect team. But for
Yeah.
Ronaldo, Vinci, I think was just saying, and even yourself, 100% right. Messi at Barcelona was not going to win the Champions League. He goes to PSG. That's a threat to Ronaldo's personal accolades and all that. I can't have, even though they probably like each other in person, but when it comes to football, it's like you said, scores a hat trick, I got to score a hat trick kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where can I go? This Juve team is not winning the Champions League. We don't got the
Yeah.
we don't got the players. We don't got the manager. The
I
manager.
don't think they'll win the Serie A.
Yeah, that's right. They've lost 2
And they're
games. I
doing
think,
rubbish
back to
right
back
now. They're doing
2
rubbish
games
right
back
now.
to back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's looking at where can I go? City, United. If I go to City, they were in the final last season. Can we go to the next step? If I arrive, they need a number 9. They're looking to sign players. Okay. He's looking at the United team. Varane, Sancho, Pogba, Bruno, Rashford, Greenwood, Cavani. The list goes on. De Gea, you know, he's 100%. Whatever we think about Luke Shaw, he showed up in the Euros. Luke Shaw showed up in the Euros. So you're kind of gonna look at, be like, they got players that can deliver a ball now. You got what's his name, Tellez as well.
Crossers, Gallo, Crossers, yeah.
Crosses.
It's a
So
good
he's looking
project,
about
right?
where can I go if I drop myself in one of these teams? Can we challenge for Champions League? He's looked at United or whatever city and said, yes, I need to leave, because there was no speculation of Ronaldo going anywhere. It
Yeah,
was
I know.
just, I'm not going to training. I want to leave. Get me out. Jorge Mendes, 2 days later, he's signing contracts and he's at United. It happened that quick. So, yeah, man, I just think, going back to your question, I think it is going to be bigger just because it's United. We haven't won it in almost 10 years. So that's going to be a massive thing.
100%.
But then look, the one thing that's going to be a bit of a downer is Ronaldo, United's going to win the league or win a trophy, and it's going to be because of Ronaldo. It's not going to be
Yeah,
about Ollie
that's
or the rest of the
that's
team.
the bittersweet. That's yeah. It is the
That's yeah,
bittersweet
yeah.
moment, isn't it? And I'm glad you said that, and that's where I want to conclude it for tonight. We're only supposed to do an hour, guys, but yeah, people that have stayed with us, thank you so much. But Jay, I think that's the thing, though, and it's kind of like you had to get Ronaldo to win us a league,
Yeah.
and that's it. And
But do you reckon, Bobs, if we didn't get Ronaldo went anywhere else but City, and we got a DM instead, where are we? Where are we challenging with Cavani and the Greenwood up
do you know
front?
what? Do you know what? It's just, do you know
Because
what?
I thought we
See,
were. I'll be honest with you.
yeah.
I thought this,
No, 100%. I just think, like, now Ronaldo's in the equation, but I just think, guys, I think that Ronaldo scores certain goals that Martial and Greenwood might not fancy. They might,
Rashford as well. Rashford
yeah,
misses.
Rashford as well. And
Shoot.
it's like, gone are the days for Ronaldo cuts in on the right, cuts in off the left, shoots, bang, bang, bang. This is what all they're doing now, you know? Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, but like, I mean, you've got to feel confident, Sancho, Rashford, Greenwood, Martial, Cavani, Bruno, Pogba. That's
Ronaldo's
frightening.
another animal, another
Yeah,
beast when
yeah,
Ronaldo comes in.
that's frightening, and
And
you add Ronaldo to that. Oh
and you
man,
can already see before we wrap it up, you can already see the culture changing, everyone's mentality changing. Just a week of Ronaldo being there. I don't know if you watch Talk Sport. They're talking to
League Run,
who's our 10th
League
keeper?
Run, League Run,
League
yeah,
Run. Did you, yeah, about the whole thing with the
the dessert and
uh,
stuff.
the dessert, and everyone's eating their what's a pre-match or the day before, whatever, and everyone's trying to look over what's he eating, what's Ronaldo eating, and like, Ronaldo doesn't go for a dessert, and like you said, all the pie, all the custard pies are there, all the cakes are still on the table, no one's touching it. He's like, how can we be to this guy's level? He's taken United, just the mentality, and we're gonna see, like everyone's saying, we're gonna see what Ronaldo is gonna do for what Ronaldo's going to do for what do you call it, for Greenwood and Rashford, but even someone like Lingard, what he's going to do for someone like Lingard for his confidence, and then the rest of the team. You seen when we scored that goal.
Yeah.
When Ronaldo scored that goal, all the boys, you can see how excited Bruno, Bruno's not going to get any more goals because Ronaldo's here now. Well, guess what? Go pick that one out in the top corner, yeah, the cobwebs, and he's got 4 goals in 4 games. He didn't take
penalties.
no penalties. United in general, we haven't had a penalty this season, so I don't know, but I think Ronaldo, if he does win the league with United, it's going to be bigger than what Messi does at PSG. Because I think he's at PSG, but he wanted to be at Barca. I think his heart was set staying.
Yeah.
Circumstances now he was forced to go. But yeah,
Listen,
Prime,
it's
big up
funny.
Prime.
At the end of the day, with Messi,
stream.
what's up, Prime, man? How you doing? I think, Prime, we're just talking about Messi's and Ronaldo. Obviously, it's a change in history. You know, they've left Messi's left Barcelona to go to PSG. And obviously, Ronaldo's came back to Man United. And we were just saying that me and Bocci agreed that if Ronaldo wins the league with Man United, it eclipses anything and everything that Messi does with PSG. Because, you know, you look at the personnel, you know, they're going to win the treble if Poch doesn't muck it up. You know, the Champions League is the one, right? And you look at the personnel where he's went to, Messi's really only going to get hard games in the Champions League, where with Ronaldo, it's going to be every week in the Premier League, you know? Prime, I know we've talked about the Chelsea game, but I haven't seen any of your views on the Chelsea game, bro. So before wrapping
just quickly,
up,
before we go to Prime, there's a question there about. Can you bring up that last?
Is it the
question
DM
there?
one?
No, the one after.
Okay.
About the coaching staff.
Big up to Sentiment, man. But Sentiment's been with us for the whole stream.
Yeah,
Big
yeah,
up
good
to
on,
you,
yeah,
brother.
bro.
Love you, man.
I just think with that question there, like is it trying to say like the coaching staff should put the mentality, bring up the mentality, or
Surely coaching should be bringing up the club. Yeah, I get what he's saying. I think why is it taking Ronaldo to come to the club?
Because because when I've got Jim, Jack, and Johnny trying to tell me to eat properly, and we saw when Lukaku was here what mentality they were putting into his diet.
Don't mention Lukaku like that. Don't do that.
No, when he was at United. I'm
diet at United Prime.
I'm not slandering Lukaku.
No, I know. I was joking. I know.
Right.
But
he put on loads of weight.
The mentality that Ronaldo, like, bro, like this is something else. Like you can even see Pogba, like a little bit maybe starstruck at times. Even Bruno that plays with him at international, they look up to him like, yeah, bro, like that. You could even say he's the assistant manager now.
Yeah, but
do you not
think though?
Like this is how it's gonna work, and this is how like the mentality has completely changed.
But
yes,
this is what
I agree with that. I agree with it.
But this is what Pogba wanted.
Yeah.
Get the players. Rooney wanted this before he went. Get the players. Keep up with the pack. Keep up with the big teams, the elite clubs in Europe. You know, and look, it only took a few people to break.
Kit Man's not bringing
Trafford.
The Kit Man's not bringing that winning mentality. It's not the Kit Man. It's not the campaign lady.
But like, do you not think though? Like some of these guys, like imagine Ronaldo's walked in, bro, and you're like Ronaldo, you're like Christy, and he's just sitting there, quiet, probably thinking, ties his boots, gets his training kit on. You are in start. You're like, this guy has won 5 Champions Leagues. He's won every league he's played in. He's won the league. He's won domestic cups. He's won domestic trebles. This is a guy that's in the club right now. What? And you think I'm about to get some apple crumble and custard sitting beside him?
Yeah. No thanks.
Prime, what's your thoughts, man?
And Ronaldo, I think it's kind of similar to Chelsea, how we were maybe about a year ago, right? And how I was complaining about if we're going to make that step back up again to compete, we need leaders in the team.
Yeah.
And as much as you can, I guess you can do all the coaching and everything that you want. Sometimes you need actual leaders in the dressing room. And I look at United and people say Pogba's a leader. I see him down tools at times. People have a few question marks about Maguire. Bruno isn't, a leader or anything. You can't expect Rashford to do it all on his own. You need that big presence. For Chelsea, it was bringing in someone like Thiago Silva, who's experienced and been there and done it. Bringing in Ronaldo, it's going to make your players step up in big games, especially in the like you'll get to another semi-final or you'll get to another final again, and these players will then step up. You know, I've seen, you know, Real Madrid and Juve, Portugal, example just in the last international break, have bad games, and Ronaldo out of nowhere pops up with a goal and they win 1-0. You know, or they win 2-1. I've seen that happen so many times, and he would do that for United.
Is it coincidence? You know? It's not a coincidence, is it, Prime?
No, like before you guys came, I said United dark horses for the league. People laughed. Now with Ronaldo, it's not unrealistic. There's no reason why you can't win, even with this whole Ollie thing. Because I don't believe he's as bad as everyone says. Even with this whole Ollie thing.
Chat, innit?
Yeah,
I said
what? How many points did you finish off City last season?
7. Was it 7?
7 points. Okay, if you can finish 7 points off City last season, and they haven't improved at all, in my opinion. You guys have bought one of the best centre backs in the world, and he's been one of the best centre backs over the past almost 10 years. You have one of the greatest players of all time. You've bought this generational creative winger in Jadon Sancho. You still have Marcus Rashford, whether or not United fans rate him. I think he's one of the best inside forwards in the world. You still have world-class Paul Pogba. You still got Bruno, who will be scoring all these goals. You know, Maguire off the back of an amazing Euros. David De Gea looks like he's getting back to his best. Why not? Why can't you guys win the league? Worst teams I've seen win the league.
Brian, what did I say? What was I saying? I was like, bro,
why not?
We're a super team. Like, we're a super team. If the club wasn't Man United, forget Ollie right now. Club wasn't Man United, and you said flipping whatever this club. Oh yeah, man, they've got Rashford, Ronaldo, Cavani, Bruno, Pogba, Greenwood, Martial. Sorry.
And bro, like you look at the subs, you look at the changes. You had Bruno come off for Donny. Lingard was coming on. Martial comes on.
Exactly.
Like you're looking at our bench, and you're like, even if they make a sub, we're still screwed. And you saw the 3 players that came on: Donny, Martial, and Lingard for the 4th goal. Magic, you know what I mean? So,
I think
maybe you don't win the league, but the fact of if you're still pushing and competing and in amongst it, you know, say the last month of the season to go, you don't know what could happen to everyone else. Chelsea might be in another semi-final of the Champions League, as could City. All of a sudden,
keep up with the pack. Just got to keep up with the pack, right?
Yeah,
just keep up with the pack. Just keep winning games.
And all of a sudden, your final day of the season, and there's a point to go. You don't know.
And that's why when everyone wanted a lot of the dead wood, if you want to so-called call them, to leave the club, like your Dalot, maybe Lingard, because he wasn't getting get the game time and he had a good season at West Ham. It's a very good thing that we've kept these players, because it's not just about injuries. If they get COVID, you're 2 weeks out. Do you know what I mean? And all this quarantine business, like there's another thing we got to take in now. I know people are saying, oh, they're on these mega wages and they should get clear the wage bill. But at the end of the day, you're going to need these players to step in when
100%.
you have these COVID and your quarantines to all this is pretty much cleared. You're going to need players, bro. So you're going to need squad depth 100% this season for all the teams. That's why I worry about Liverpool, who don't really have that. If they lose 1 or 2 big players, I think they might struggle a little bit. But let's go to Chelsea. Let's get Primes to talk about Chelsea.
Yeah, Prime. Wrap up the show, man, with your thoughts on Chelsea, because I mean, we had Nippon on, and he said he was at the game, and he didn't really give the best. He gives his own interpretation of the game and stuff, but he was trying to get home, and so I don't think he had enough time and stuff. So what was your interpretation of the game, man?
Was it as convincing as the scoreline? You're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute.
You're on mute, Prime. Prime, you're on mute.
Can you see?
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
Sorry. The first half we conceded 3 or 4 chances, that's mainly due to Saul. He's just not up to the pace of the game yet.
Which is an embarrassment, right? Prime? It's not
No, not
embarrassing.
really. He hasn't played consistent football in over a year.
Yeah.
It's not really an embarrassment. It's fine. Look, it happens. Thiago Silva made 2 last-ditch blocks. Mendy pulled off, I think, 3 or 4 world-class saves. And then second half, Jorginho comes on. Doesn't really do anything special per se, but just relaxes things, calms things down, and we're in cruise control going forward from that. Again, there's still a problem I keep complaining about. Our final ball is terrible. People bring up these stats of we create the second most chances in the league, but they don't amount to anything. You know, Lukaku will get 25, 30 goals, and we still have a problem with our creativity or our final ball play. And I don't know what it is that's going to fix it. Maybe it's just a thing of we just have to be more clinical, because I don't look into XG, but the stats after the game shows that Villa should have got something from the game, and we
100%.
shouldn't have scored 2 goals or 2 extra goals. You know,
But the biggest stat, though, Prime,
is a
is the
scoreline.
goals. Is the scoreline.
True.
So, you know,
True.
Prime, I mean,
And deservedly win, but I don't know. My thing is, I could see it's not luck per se because we deserve to win these games, but I could see us getting into certain situations where against maybe Man United we get stuck, or we have to play Burnley and we get stuck. Because again, that game against Liverpool, even 10 men down, we still should have won that game.
yeah, I mean, if Mason Mount cuts it back and if Lukaku plays it earlier, there was a few chances where you probably could have had the smash and grab. Prime, I still think you guys are favourites for the league.
I don't think there's clear favourites.
Hear me out. Okay. You weren't scoring many goals last season. You weren't conceding any goals. You've bought yourself a goal scorer. And what's to say? Okay, you got into Champions League by, was it last day you got top 4? Was it the last game?
Yeah, last day. Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, but you won it anyway, so it doesn't matter. What's to say you don't go on and win the league?
We will win the league, or we should, but I don't think there's any clear favourites. I think City are just as strong. I think City are just as strong, and Man United are. And yes, United fans will tell me, well, we don't have a DM. That's a clear weakness. Ollie's a clear weakness. And then City fans will say, we don't have a striker. That could cost us. Chelsea fans, I can easily say that our creativity is still an issue. We can be stopped. We have weaknesses. We all have weaknesses, so we're all on equal footing. Liverpool say they have the best 11 in the league. That's fine. If they have 1 or 2 injuries, they're finished. So I think we're all on equal footing, and we all have an equal chance to win the league. However, in Europe, I think the four of us teams I just mentioned in Europe, I think we are by far the best teams in Europe. Even PSG, I don't think PSG match up with Chelsea, City, or United.
I think it would be so funny if PSG don't even get out the group stage. They will, but anyway. But guys, this is a new thing I want to bring to the show before we all go to bed and Bocce starts his day. Best player of the week and worst player of the week. Going to you, Bocce.
Best player. If I'm biased, I'll say Ronaldo.
Okay.
But I think I'm gonna go with Edward from Palace.
That's what I was gonna go for. Yeah.
Because it's exactly what Palace needed. Home debut against Spurs, first win for Palace. So I'll go for him. Even though I would like to say Ronaldo, one of the Man United players, but I think he kind of deserves it coming off the bench. Worst player. Maybe I know Mane got a goal, so I don't know. You can't really put him there. Maybe Saul Niguez, but not.
You big bully, Bocce. You bully.
No, but it's not. It's understandable why he had a poor game. Like you understand that, but I don't know, bro. I don't know. Maybe so.
Prime?
That's because it's his first game.
Player of the weekend. I'm going to go with Lukaku. Gets 2 chances, scores 2 goals. And again, people will Rebel fans will say, "Oh, Lukaku's not world class. He's just a flat track bully." But yet, in the same breath, they will say that these are the small games Chelsea don't score in because Werner misses chances. We needed someone to take the chance. He only got two, and he scored in two. I think you got to give it to Lukaku, especially with
Okay.
a
I'm gonna
lack of
I'm gonna
quality
change my
service.
player too. I'm gonna make a change here. Quick change. My worst player is Wan-Bissaka. I had to think
Bro,
about
you're a dick because that's who I was gonna say.
Was he that bad?
so
Because when you
Nicholas,
said
I'm gonna
when
let
you
him go.
said
Let him go.
Tao,
I'm
I
gonna
was
let him
like,
go.
yes.
Yeah, no,
Say it.
because yeah. Wan-Bissaka, sorry, Bobs, I've read your mind there. Yeah, he was the worst player in this round. Yeah, 100%.
Oh my
Was he
Go
that
on,
goodness.
bad?
Prime. Go on.
Was he that bad? Wan-Bissaka?
Yeah,
Yeah,
first half,
bro.
first
Yeah,
half.
yeah. Oh my
I'm not hitting.
goodness.
It was pretty poor.
All right, mine is who was that goalkeeper for Newcastle?
Oh, him. Is it Dubrovnik? No, I don't know his
No,
name. Is
it's
that it?
not. It's not.
Freddie Woodman. Yeah, he's the worst player. Like the first goal, you spill it into a clear path of Ronaldo to tap in. Like
Do you know
stupid
what?
goalkeeping.
Prime. Do you know what? I, I'm not gonna try and defend him in the sense because 100%. I think the ball because it takes a deflection. He sets himself up to do a textbook save and it takes a deflection, but he should have moved his feet because you're supposed
Yeah,
to get your your body behind the ball. So okay, yeah. But then but the second goal, Prime. It's
no.
maybe
I'll
it's
get
because
onto
it's
the second goal. I'll
Ronaldo.
get on the second goal. The only thing I might give him in the first goal is that usually Man United's attackers don't.
Go in the
And
box.
this is something I blame with Chelsea as well. They don't follow through when a shot is hitting. You got to
Yes.
follow it because you don't know, maybe it gets spilled or something. So you got to follow through, and that's something Chelsea attackers don't always do. But Ronaldo
You'll
was
get that from
aware.
Lukaku. You'll get that from
Yeah,
Lukaku now.
yeah. And as soon as Green was shot, Ronaldo was alert to it, and it got spilled. And more often than not, chances like that won't get spilled. The goalkeeper will easily save it or push it out for a corner or something.
Yeah.
But it was spilled, and Ronaldo was there to tap it home. So I'm not taking that away from Ronaldo. But from the goalkeeper's point of view, you have to do better. The second goal, again, what you get megs by Ronaldo, you've got to do better as well from that. Like
But
Ronaldo doesn't do anything special, and that's
I know.
nothing away from Ronaldo. It like from Ronaldo's point of view, it is brilliant play, but the goal is not special. He
Yeah.
should be
He can
saving
move
it.
his feet. Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, Prime. I'll give you that. I'll give you that because yeah, my best player of the week is Ronaldo because man, just I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm emotional. I was emotional. I could not believe it. Like I was just like, man, I was shaking before the game. I was just like, Manchester was, oh man, it was just, and then yeah, obviously he scored as well. And the reason I'm making him the champion because like um it's it was the slander he was getting, right? And I just want to quickly touch on that. Paul Merson came out and said he's gonna root it's a step back from Man United. I don't know what they're doing, he's gonna hold them back. Trevor Sinclair said he was going to be a great signing for Manchester City. Goes to Man United, he says it's a horrible decision. Gary Neville says they should have went for Harry Kane. Now Gary Neville's putting up love stories of him and Ronaldo and stuff. And obviously Carragher wasn't up for it as well, and he shut them all up. You know, and now they're saying it's like, oh, he's brilliant, blah blah. And I'm just like, what did you expect? Did you think he was just not going to come here and not score and not deliver? And my worst player of the weekend, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Listen, his partner and his kid was at the stadium. Um, and for me, yeah, I don't know if he maybe needs because obviously he had this drunk charge, driving charge, driving without a license. Like, are you that bored? You know, like go to the gym, mate. Do you know what I mean? But for me, yeah, he was horrible. That first half was just it was ridiculous. You know, he might as well not been there. Personally, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, literally, big up to Steve. Shout out Steve, Godfather. You should be in bed, young man. I just think Wan-Bissaka is so bad, and I think Dallo must be confident that he's going to get games this season because the delivery was shocking, absolutely shocking. Listen. But yes, that's it. Listen, guys, this has been the 2 hour wrap up. um, Listen, guys. Normally on a Monday it will be 9:30. Playing while under the influence. AWP.
Yeah,
I
hundred
can't believe
100%.
you guys are still going. Like, I was about to clock out, and then I just thought I'd, watch the wrap up back or something, and then you guys were still live.
Yeah, it just jump in,
Never
bro.
ends. Bob's wanted to go 10 minutes per subject per game. I go, no, I got other ideas. That's what I told him. But I go, Bob's, you got to mute me sometimes.
Do you know what it is though? Do you know
me
what
out
it
of
is
the,
though? Like,
kick me out of
it's
the stream.
it's obviously my streams are getting longer now, but like it's because of the company and the people that are on it. They create the content. We had Ryan, we had Vinci come through. Prime, obviously, you're here every week. Obviously, it was my fault. I got the times because I had football every week. When we're talking football, guys, we're not just talking like some YouTubers talk to Slate Man United. They talk to Slate Ollie. You know, I'm always saying, oh, I don't like Ollie, but anytime he wins or he does something, I'm like, yeah, that's Ollie, blah, blah. I just said in the group chat to Prime, we're going to win the league. We've got a super team. We've got to do it. What about Ollie? Oh, it doesn't matter. Um, you know, we're not here when we talk football. We're not here to like slag and make fun of cause. We're actually here to talk about football, what happened, because it's what we do. We're all football conversationalists, you know. We're all content creators, so sometimes it might take longer than, than than the usual hour. But yeah, man. Listen, usual pleasantries before we go. Prime, little bro, tell them where they can find you.
Yeah. Sorry guys, that I'm late. I'm usually here, but had some other streams to do. I was
Busy
on
guy.
Never a Foul, the Blue Wave, doing Chelsea uh, defender ranking. I was on Nippin's channel a bit earlier as well. You can catch me on the Football Terrace, and you can catch me on the First XI.
Busy guy. Busy
Busy
guy.
guy, hey.
I missed the
You got to book
bocce.
him in early. You got to book him in.
I know, right?
His schedule's a bit tight there. But yeah, look, guys, you can catch me on the Football Capital on all the platforms. Our preview is going to be dropping maybe when you guys over there in the UK wake up. So, yeah, quick little plug there.
Nice one. We
Football
look forward to
Capital.
it. Listen,
Thanks
guys,
for having me on, Bobs.
don't be silly. It's a weekly thing, guys. We will normally be 9 o'clock for the early risers. Maybe as late as 9:30. But yeah, thank you so much. And guys, listen, peace and love to you all. Have a great week. That was the wrap up. Peace out.